Mate, very important game for both sides, and I know it's only round 8, but I really do believe whoever loses today can kiss the final 8 goodbye. I've got an opinion of that, but St Kilda, I've been supporting them, Hutto, but this week I may just drop off them.
Well, it's a long way from 1997 when these two teams, St Kilda and Adelaide, played in the 97 grand final, Dougie.
Yeah, 3 years ago now, Hutto, and here you see some of the action here. You've got Stephen Siller there playing against Darren Jarman, and what a game he had. I think he kicked 6 or 7 goals and was just outstanding that day.
Well, you can see the situation with both teams now as compared to them when they played off in that last day in September. Adelaide, as I said, a couple of wins in the last 2 weeks, but the Saints still to get off the mark.
Yeah, certainly, Hutto, no doubt about that. And isn't it amazing to see St Kilda down there? As we said, only 3 years ago was playing in the grand final, and Adelaide, as we know, won back-to-back grand finals, and they're sitting third last. So, gee whiz, big game here today.
Well, as I said, a couple of wins makes things a lot better, doesn't it, for each team? And Gary Ayres has experienced that in the last couple of weeks. He's down there with Richard Osborne.
Well, he obviously a fairly slow start to the season, but last week against Port Adelaide, particularly in the second half, you seem to strike a bit of form. Obviously, that's the way you prefer the guys to be playing.
Oh, most definitely, Richard. I think the fact is they probably got a little bit of that back the week before against Hawthorn, and obviously what you need in this day is a bit of confidence and a bit of self-belief, and I thought we probably weren't that far off the mark last week, even though Port were taking their chances, and then we obviously got it together in that last quarter and a half, and really something like 8 goals, 10, I think, to 1 goal, 3 after about the 7 or 8 minute mark. So that should give them a bit of self-belief, I think, coming into the game today.
And Sean Wren running around, that must be good for the players' confidence. He must lift the place no end.
Yeah, well, it's amazing, you know, you feed off someone like that because of the fact of what he's done, but he's still getting back into form, and he knows it's going to take a little bit of time, and I don't know how he would feel personally because of the fact that he's had 3 knee reconstructions would be a big thing to go through, but he last week contributed in that last quarter too, but he knows he's got a job to do and he's going to have to do it.
Well, thanks for your time, Ezzy. Good luck in today's game.
Thanks, Ozzy.
Richard Osborne with Gary Ayres. It was an extraordinary comeback last week. We can see the highlighted players there, Dougie. They played in the 1997 grand final.
Well, there you are, Hutto. There's a few. There's Marcus Shooter didn't play in that game. You've got Ben Marsh coming back from that knee injury. A couple of younger players, young Red Biglands as well. And the young kid I'm very impressed with is young David Gallagher on the wing, number 38. A very exciting young talent for the Adelaide Crows.
Yes, the Adelaide line-up, and there is one of their prime movers, Mark Rasciuto. He's been their highest possession winner for the year. Last week, sensational, Hutto. He had 41 touches, kicked 4 goals from the centre. Today, you expect maybe Andrew Thompson may be his match. Andrew McLeod, he was brilliant, particularly in the second half last week. If Rasciuto kept them in it, I think it was probably McLeod that really won them the game, and Darren Jarman. Yeah, no doubt. McLeod's a very important player, and this man, once again, as we saw 3 years ago in the grand final, turned it on. What a brilliant player, both sides of the body. He's just a class act, Darren Jarman. Well, the Saints were certainly better last week, and let's see whether they can break through for a win. Here's Tim Watson with Richard Osborne.
Tim, last week the boys started to show a bit of form against the Kangaroos. Obviously today against the Crows, home ground. It's a very important game for the club.
Oh, yeah, look, they're all very important, and there were some positives to come out of that game. But at the end of the day, we allowed them to get away to a very strong lead, and we came back at the end. And we did have probably more positive out of that game than we've had for a while. But obviously we've got to keep heading in that direction. And one of the things that we've got to concentrate on today against a side like the Adelaide Crows is just making a contest out of every 50-50 ball, because they're very good. If you allow them to control those areas, then you're very hard to stop.
Both Heatley and Spider Everett down forward, you're looking at catching the Crows out a bit short. You look quite tall down forward, which should be good for the boys.
Yeah, look, Spider spent a fair bit of time down there today. In the Ansett Cup game, he was a handful for him down there, and Heaters came back into the side last week and actually moved pretty well. But I think he moves better when probably he's isolated Heaters, when he's got a bit of room to put a cut in his lead. So, we've got a number of different setups, I guess, that we'll use throughout the course of the day, but it'll get back to winning those contests, around the congestion.
Well, let's hope I'm talking to you after the game as a victorious coach. Thanks for your time, Tim.
It'd be nice, Ozzy.
Certainly would be nice for Tim Watson. Well, the Saints without Barry Hall, who was suspended, and of course Robert Harvey still not playing. Yeah, big loss they are, Hutto, no doubt about that. Some of the younger players they've introduced into this side, some exciting young talent. Chad Davis, a very good young player, Brett Moyle, Brett Knowles, and it's good to see Jason Heatley back to that great form. We saw him a couple of years ago by kicking 6 goals last week. Some of the players they really need to get moving this afternoon if they're going to win. Lenny Hayes, and he is a young player on the rise. He only kicked 2 goals for the season, though. He's 4th in disposals for the Saints, so they needed to push forward, I guess, and really to be damaging, as they need this man to be damaging. Yeah, no doubt. He's got the ability to play 200 games, young Hayes, but Peter Everett, I think maybe Sean Wren may run with him today, particularly with Heatley playing in good form down at full forward. I think Everett will play most of the game in the ruck. This man's a good barometer for their form, I reckon, when Matthew Young and Peckett run out of defence.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think Young was brilliant last week. The good thing about Matthew Young, too, is when he does run out, he uses the ball beautifully, and I think he may pick up Darren Jarman today.
Well, 16 times these two sides have met. Adelaide have won 10, the Saints have won 5. There's been one draw. We'll see what happens today after the break.
But, darling, I haven't stopped thinking about you. Distracted. I think about you all the time. There's no one else. You're the only one. The only one I think about.
The powerful Magna V6. One drive and you're hooked. Mitsubishi.
Oh, tôi đến Albertson bởi vì tôi phát giác ra một tiếng động rất là kỳ cục ở cái máy xe của tôi. Nó kêu tích, tích, tích. Tôi nói cho họ biết điều đó và họ bảo là cái bộ phận tappers đang có một chút trở ngại. Tôi cần cái xe của tôi sửa trong một ngày, nhưng họ chỉ sửa mất có vài tiếng đồng hồ thôi. They are that good. They understand.
Oh dear, that's an awful centre bounce. Oh, how about that for a shocking pass? That's a blatant in the back. Oh no, he's hit the post.
At the end of the day, there's only one in the game that can be best and fairest. Find out why RAA Insurance is South Australia's #1 car insurer by calling 8202 4567 today.
Enjoy the feeling that sparkles inside. Live every minute, enjoy the ride. Taste all the excitement that life has to give. The more you enjoy, the more you live. This is the real.
I should have bought a bigger esky.
The world is yours, Coca-Cola, enjoy.
This lifetime health cover.
Yeah?
For me, it's all so simple.
Really?
What I did, I got myself a package. Dentist, chiropractor. It gives you all sorts of advantages. Hey, you like the gym? I think I join a gym soon. You get packages for families, couples, singles. Hey, I know you. You give me good advice. I tell everybody. I feel better now.
81 hostages in Alcatraz. 3 deadly missiles waiting.
You refuse payment, I launch the gas.
One criminal can save them.
You know the Rock. You broke out.
It all comes down to trust.
Welcome to the Rock.
Sean Connery and Oscar winner Nicolas Cage.
You're dead. You've got 17 hours to deliver the money.
The Rock, Sunday 8:30 on 7.
Well, not far away from the bounce here at Colonial. As we said, a magnificent afternoon. The Saints and the Crows. Kevin Bartlett, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anthony, and good afternoon to Doug Hawkins as well. I agree with you, Doug. I think the Adelaide Crows can win this game today.
Well, let's go down to the boundary line. And Richard Osborne's boundary side. Who do you think will win, Aussie?
I actually think the Saints will win. They've been good in the last week or two. We've had fun and games down here, even before the ball's bounced. I've got a little torch in my hand here. We've had no light at all, no power in the umpire's room, so who knows, maybe the ball's not even pumped up. They couldn't find anything down here even before the game's bounced. So good luck to all. It's going to be a good one.
Thanks for such a positive start to the afternoon, Aussie. The wind's blowing. That's something we can clearly see as this match is underway in the middle of the ground. And Burke, who's the most prolific kick winner for the Saints for the year so far, gets the first one of the afternoon. Very close to the boundary line. But Goodwin's kick run down, as you can see. Fighting hard. Thompson. And eventually you would think a ball up will be the only answer to that.
First big surprise here, KB and Hutto at the moment. Stuart Lowe is playing at centre-half back, and he's playing on Sean Wren, who's playing at centre-half forward for the Crows.
Well, Simon Goodwin, who we saw get that kick smothered, has been a much improved player in the last couple of years for Adelaide. He'll be looked to try and do big things this afternoon, as will Bickley, of course. And as he gets them up to half forward, again, not much doing there. That's a free kick. Well, the umpires put the whistle away on that one last night. We didn't see it paid all night at the MCG. But straight away, we've got a free kick to Stuart Lowe. Son, a bit of a problem at half forward. Smart, though, grabbing it and trying to wheel the Crows out of trouble. Up onto the wing, but it's not a great kick, and Stuart Lowe is there. Takes it. Handball very wide, very tough for Thompson, and the ball over the line and out of bounds.
Yeah, Max Hudson's got the job too on Darren Jarman, and Ben Hart is picking up Jason Heatley.
A couple of important touches there for Stewie Lowe. He has been under a fair bit of pressure from St Kilda supporters. Playing on Wren a couple of times now. He's won the ball, so that might lift his confidence. Lenny Hayes hits the ball hard, loose ball. McLeod just weaved his body through, lost control, going to ground with Stenglen. The umpires are very quick to pay. If you fall on top of the ball and you don't knock the ball out, or with that one action, you'll be pinged.
Hawk, you mentioned earlier Kim Costa, how well he's been playing. You're surprised he's starting the game on the bench?
Yes, I am.
Gee.
Because one kick to Shane Crawford 2 weeks ago, and we know what a great player Shane Crawford is. So maybe just not a match-up today for Kim Costa so far. Ball up again, still on centre wing. I heard you say in the opening, Doug, what an important game it is for St Kilda and the Crows. I don't think the Saints have got any chance of making the finals this year, but certainly they need a win today. Just the 2 points against the West Coast Eagles. The Crows on a little bit of a roll. That win over Hawthorn, we saw last night, they were so good against the Kangaroos, and last week coming from 7 goals down. So the confidence will be high. Delaney had it and lost it. Touch of the fumbles, and again a ball up. So a scrappy opening to this game at Colonial Stadium.
Yeah, 2 important matchups in the midfield here. Mark Rashudo was brilliant last week with 4 goals and 40 touches, being picked up by Stephen Silla. And young Lenny Hayes has got the job on Andrew McLeod. A big job for young Hayes.
So Sirakoski doing the ruck work with Robran. Delaney well wrapped up. Zilla. Handball really went nowhere. Bickley just forcing it forward through Benke. The contest at half forward, a tough one for Burke. Welsh following up his earlier work. It's really struggling stuff at the moment. Now the Crows can get something going. Robran takes the Benke kick and kicks it out wide. Vardy in space. Decides to go back behind Pickett. James Byrne is pushed forward to full forward. There's no one on him in the goal square at the moment. The ball will be heading in his direction. Can Byrne know it goes further? It might go through. Was it touched? Doesn't matter. Went through forward behind. But certainly James Byrne managed to escape there without anyone on him.
Yeah, certainly did, Hutto. And Peter Vardy, we've seen so many times over the years, a very important player, has the ability to kick those 4 or 5 quick goals for the Adelaide Crows.
I think he's gone out of the square, has he, KB?
Yes, over the line. So a big chance now for the Crows.
Yeah, obviously it's the Crows' first venture out here at Colonial Stadium. It'll be interesting to see whether Gary has touched on the fact that possibly the ball does carry a bit further in the stadium.
So ball up in the goal square. Welsh covered the ball, spun around 360, Trianides. There was a feature of a big article on Jason Trianides in the press today in Melbourne. Huge tattoo on his back.
It's a ripper, isn't it, KB?
Well, he said he's not quite certain what it means. Forced over the line for a behind.
I tell you what, he played an excellent game last week against the Kangaroos.
He was great, and he's been playing half-back too. And we know quite well he can go forward and be a goal kicker for you as well.
Well, I saw his first game of the season against Richmond, and to me, Doug, he's added aggression to his play. We used to know him maybe as a goal sneak playing on the half-forward line, originally from the Kangaroos, but cross half-back, he's added a little bit of vigour to his play, and he's been really good. So Stewie Lowe early in the game. Pumps the ball back towards the centre wing. High flyer out wide was Knowles to Young, who always run hard from half-back. Got caught in 2 minds, had to go short. Lenny Hayes tried to take a one-hand up. He's got the job on McKay. Shows the ball to Bassett. Sets it up inside 50. Heatley's in front, some pushing and shoving. Chance for Big Spider. It's pounced on it. Great tackle.
Great tackle.
Thrown over the line. He'll be pinged.
Great tackle, KB. Rhett Biglands. Yeah, terrific tackle, wasn't it?
Well, young Rhett Biglands is a person who is only playing his 4th game today. On the half-forward line, Young was on hands and knees. Freddie Campbell had it and lost it. Delaney with quick hands back to Thompson. He's paid advantage, caught in 2 minds now. It was an advantage, he'll bring it back. That's good umpiring.
Yeah, good decision there, KB, by the umpire. I mean, he thought the play-on was certainly there for Thompson, but once the ball was smothered, he realised there wasn't not an advantage to St Kilda. So good umpiring, as you said.
Tony Delaney, the 3 goals this season. Take 3 for him. Here's Heatley, and that's what he adds to the side. That ability to lead strongly from the square. Marks well out in front. Now Delaney's coming off, and young Moyle is coming on. Just for his 3rd game of AFL football. Now as he...
You just think after
straight
that,
to the headset.
Yeah. You think KB just after that kick, you think Timmy would just say, listen, if you've done something wrong, get back out. Because that was a brilliant kick there by Delaney. He's been in good form over the last few weeks at St Kilda.
Well, Jason Heatley kicked 6 goals last week against the Kangaroos. Just his 2nd for the season. Back in 97, he kicked 73 goals. 48 in 98. Has struggled to find a spot this year in the Saints lineup. Directly in front, Jason Heatley bangs it home.
A premiere special inside the jewel of Europe's natural world, where 2 of Europe's largest predators are fighting to survive. A culmination of 2 years filming. Missing Links premieres on John Liddell's World Around Us tonight. They conquered the auditions.
Are you serious? Oh,
They conquered their first album.
#1 single.
Now it's their biggest moment yet. Bardo live in concert. A special 1 Hour Pop Stars, Sunday on 7.
So Jason Heatley continuing on from last week where he kicked 6 in the centre. Everett won it down. Zilla's kick was pretty good, got them inside 50. Elliott contested at least. Charging through Smart. Over the top of it, Byrne. It'll have to be a ball up now.
Tony Delaney back on the ground now for St Kilda. And KB, we've seen Wayne Carey move from centre-half forward to centre-half back. He's been crunched so many times, players do sign off. Maybe Tim Watson's thought, well, we'll give Stuart Lowe a bit of a crack at that.
Well, look, we know he's a great mark. Sean Wren has been finding a bit of touch lately, and at 6'6", they needed someone down there just to bolster the defence. Shane Wakeland's not playing for the Saints, but maybe just a little bit more class down there in the back half.
Yep. McLeod wobbly kick to those 2 players we were talking about. It's a good spoil too, but now Wren goes in after it again, got the handball away. Young went to ground. Rashudo was good, got the feed off, superb. Vardy trying to get onto the his correct kicking boot. In the end, he kicked with his left, and it went through for a behind.
They've actually paid the mark.
Yep.
That must have been very close to the line. Quite a stretch by Peter Everett.
Well, he hasn't got
nowhere to go here.
Anywhere to go, really. He's going for... Oh, no, that's a shocking kick. Wren did pretty well. Feeds Vardy. Wheels onto his right this time and nails it. Well, we saw a few moments ago, he tried to get onto his right, dug in, he kicked off his left, but that time he got into his correct kicking boot.
Yeah, shocking turnover there by big Peter Spider Everett on that occasion. Probably been a bit off kicking out a lot wider, but decided to come in a little bit shorter. Peter Vardy's had 3 touches now, and I just touched on before, he's a very dangerous player down in their forward line. And the thing about Vardy, as I said, has got the ability to kick those goals, and very quick goals. Good stuff by the Adelaide Crows.
They lead by 2 points. It was a shocking kick by Peter Everett. One wonders what was going through his mind, kicking it short and straight to Sean Wren. Ball up, still inside the centre square. Peter Everett on screen. He's had a magnificent season so far. He's booted 31 goals for the season. He's their gun big man. Burke has been using his weight freely in the game so far. Here's Heatley again. That time was caught under the ball. Thompson. This is bouncing into the goal square. It should be taken through for the line. Goodwin keeps the ball alive. Danger here for the Crows. Thought he may have taken it through. Burke has pounced on it on 50. Squeezed up a centering kick. One for the high flyers from behind. Big fist away by Delaney. Straight off the interchange bench. Toss out. Bickley caught. The Saints very physical. Everett quick snap. He's off target. Through for a minor score.
Yeah, you're right there, KB. I thought Simon Goodwin should have forced that ball through. I mean, it's the old saying, when you're a defender, the goals or the boundary is your best chance, but on that occasion he decided to come out and really cost him a goal. Bad decision making by him.
So pretty hard to read a line through the form of either side so far. Both have had their chances, although mistimed that jump. and has given away the free. Stenglein to take it at half-back. He is an impressive player and certainly one for the future for the Adelaide Crows. As is Byrne, who goes short. Robin in a fair bit of space. Can almost run to 50 and have a long go at him. He's a big kick. He unloads from 65. He's a big kick. Oh, went for home and rightly so.
Crows by 7 points. Tim Watson looks on. Matthew Robin is somewhat of a litmus test for the Adelaide Crows. Not always the most consistent player, just over 100 games. But when he's on song, he can be very damaging. Thompson to Traianides from half-back. Kicks the ball wide. This will be an interesting duel. Lenny Hayes against McLeod. Got the bounce he wanted to. Lenny Hayes rockets the ball. Here's a chance for Zilla. From the half-forward line, Heatley's always going to be the target, playing in front. Thumped away that time. Hart good enough to get a fist to the ball. Finally taken over the line by Goodwin. Freddie Campbell on screen. And there's the bench. Starting on the bench today for the Saints: Brown, Davis, Ryan and Moyle. And the interchange for the Crows was Costa along with Kane Johnson, Marsh and Gallagher. Robin doing the ruck work. Campbell, speak of the devil, to Burke. They combine. Short kick into space. Heatley is going to be the target. It was clever play. Lenny Hayes tried to weave his way out of trouble. Heatley kicks a high ball to the square. Some pushing and shoving. And well read by Stenglein. The youngster just playing his 8th game. 4 games in 99. So he's one of those young guns. They're hoping that will come through. Everett, 65 metres out. Chance for Elliott in front. Bassett tried to get a fist to the ball. Might have got a hand on the shoulder. Smart. It's been so good for the Crows. Approaching 200 games. Edwards can carry, and he's got Bickley on the wing. Hudson watching him. He'll keep coming. He can probably have another couple if he wants to. Goes to centre half forward. Wren will be the target here. Over his head and low as well. No free kick. Oh. Charging out. Oh, Saints away. Zilla gets a quick kick to centre half forward. Good position. At the front to take the mark. Knowles, Thompson, Elliott. Gets it back. Hayes got Thompson out wide, but fierce tackling by Smart. Now it gets to Thompson. Burke, can he trap it and do something with it? Goes short. Oh, wasn't much on that. And Bassett takes the mark. So Saints really letting themselves down between wing and half forward. Their delivery into attack, not great. And that delivery was even worse. Young is off, no doubt about it. But frees up Traianides. Oh, a cruel bounce. Well, he did well to then get back to it, but his tap out was straight to Robin. And Robin can clear it out towards Wren, who should just about take the mark. Couldn't do so. Bickley was there in support to push forward. Now taking it towards the line. Zilla close to the line. He kept it in well and then kicks it out onto the wing, into the space. McLeod versus Hayes. Cruel bounce for both. Here comes Sierakowski off the left, up to half forward over Elliott's head, and it's all Bassett, and he takes the mark.
I'll tell you what, boys, I think Sean Wren's some problems there, KB, at the moment.
I think they may have even clashed heads when they went to ground. St Kilda player also in trouble.
Yeah, looks like that's Maxie
Hutchins up, yeah.
Rhett Biglands goes to the wing. Bickley drills it, looking for Petrie. Should have attacked the ball, waited for the bounce. It skidded through for a toss back in.
Still in trouble there, big Sean Wren.
It was in that marking attempt. Yeah. Let's have a look at it here. See Sean Wren, and now there's the clash of heads.
Yep, no doubt a clash of heads there, KB.
So a chance for the Crows. Delaney tumbles the ball forward. Numbers around the ball. McLeod to the square. And Nathan Burke playing so well in this first quarter. He's been the spirit of the Saints. To Young, rockets the ball to Traianides, who will carry the ball. Time for think music. Just shocking kick, just a float of Lux of fortune. Lands in the arms of Heatley. Now he's a long way from goal.
No one to kick to.
He's inside the centre square. He's kicked short to Trianides, an option from half-back. Now, Trianides would be a chance to kick this. It's gone short. This is danger here. Elliott in front. Wide kick short to a contest. A shocking decision by Trianides. Tyson Edwards just weaved his way out of trouble. Bassett pumps the ball wide to Welsh, so on the rebound. This could hurt the Saints. Loose players are all being set up. Bad kick. Everett, great play. Read it well. Take a bow, Peter Everett.
Yeah, great play by Big Spider Everett, but you're right there, KB. Why would Jason Trianides? He did all the hard work by playing on half-back flank and running down to create that opportunity to kick a goal, and then to turn the ball over with a stupid kick. He's got the ability to kick the ball 50 metres, have a shot for goal.
So, again, it's a little bit hard to just work out which team's on top. Saints have had plenty of the ball. Burke kicks it, and out on the full. St Kilda 10 times inside 50. Adelaide only 5 times inside 50. But the Crows in front. Rashuto, who, as we mentioned at the start, outstanding last week, just kicks it up high. At the back, Perry takes the mark. Well, it was almost uncontested in the end, Dougie.
Yeah, it was. I know. Good judgment, too, by the big fella Perry there. We just seen Tim Elliott having a bit of a spell there. Probably wasn't his fault. A couple of those passes weren't that flash, I don't think. But anyway, he's having a bit of a breather. And Chad Davis coming on for his first run for St Kilda. That was a good mark and good judgment by Ian Perry.
Well, they need to get their forward line functioning, St Kilda. But as you said, the disposal in there has probably been the main problem. Perry, big kick from 30 out. It was a very low kick and only just carried the pack through from behind. And that's an example of, I wonder why the opposition teams don't always put a big bloke on the goal line, no matter where the bloke is.
That is the rule, Harley. You've got to get your big man back there. And Richard Osborne touched on this ball might be flat. The way the players are kicking and turn the footy over, it may be.
Well, Ozzy, what about the wind down there? We saw your hair blowing around in the opener.
Yeah, normally at this stadium, from what I've seen so far this year, the wind isn't a factor, but definitely today, going to the end that the Crows are kicking to at the moment, but very swirly, Hutto.
We know that does upset you, by the way, when your hair's blowing around.
Not a good look, boys.
Well, the good news is that Sean Wren is up, so no lasting effect. The ruck work against Stewie Lowe. So they'll lock horns. It was a test of strength. Edwards, always a clean ball handler, rarely fumbles. Bassett kicks to the half-forward line. Carr closing quickly for the Saints. Nathan Burke has been fantastic in this opening quarter. So 2 old hands combined. Stewie Lowe's got the mark. They've paid the advantage now. Not from the mark, but obviously from a free kick. And there's been a big turnover taken by Wakeland. So the St Kilda players break wide, trying to set up the loose play. Wakeland kicks the ball back. Poor kick. There's no one in particular. Freddie Campbell couldn't find a mark. Edwards, cross halfback. It's been an Indian arm wrestle so far this opening term. 15-7. The Crows by 8 points. Some poor kicking, some poor decision making. Trianides just wobbles the ball to the edge of the centre square. Couldn't take it with Sierakowski. Heatley looks like he's going to be the target. He's nearly one out inside 50 all the time. Strong tackle as well. And a ball up.
What's happening here, KB? Nathan Burke's had 9 touches, been very good playing up in the midfield role. But the big thing, the big breakdown at the moment of St Kilda was Stuart Lowe playing at centre-half back. There's no one down at centre-half forward to take those marks, where we've got Heatley coming right up the ground to try and be that marking option.
Well, you can't be in 2 spots at the one time, Doug.
Yep.
If you want to bolster defence, you've got to lose something somewhere else. Davis straight off the interchange bench. It was pinched by McLeod and sets it up with a long raking handball, and Rodman's off.
He is, and he goes looking for Welsh, who's pushed right up the ground to present himself. Takes the mark. Now, Perry might be the toe. He's going to go short to Benke. And Becky takes the mark, still too far at the score. Wren looking to make a lead. Oh, he went very short, one of the shortest short passes you ever want to see. There's a free kick going Adelaide's way, I think, to Biglands.
Gee, I might have seen that one again. That was a little bit soft, I thought. The kick was absolutely a shot. They're trying to kick off one step. You've got to go back and give yourself a bit of room.
Well, Vardy made a lead, but he goes long to Jarman. Wakeland got in front. Byrne waiting down along with Perry. Hayes off balance but got it to Trianides. No one to kick to again on the out. Absolutely no one to kick to. So he kicked it 65 metres to space. Heatley was a long way behind and Ben Hart leads him to the footy and then takes it out wide. McLeod now Robran. Here go the Crows along the outer wing. You'd certainly believe that these two sides are down near the bottom of the ladder by the way we've seen this match played so far. But through the middle, Trianides had a million touches. Again, this time Heatley, he was in better position, but the kick just went a little far. He was hopelessly outnumbered. Hart paddled it back, Bassett, and they really had the numbers again on that occasion. And McLeod, and let's do it all again. And here comes Robran. Take 4.
Less than 5 minutes in this first quarter. Running into the open goal. Jarman.
He's the best.
Bangs it through.
Get the best in finance. Market fresh in money every Monday. Your family, your friends, your relationships. Freshly squeezed in lifestyle on Tuesday. Reviews, launches and cars for sale. It's a mixed grill in motoring each Thursday. Plus all the latest local news and world news. Fresh every day. The Advertiser. Fresh daily.
Handy break for the Crows. They lead by 14 points. 3-3 to 1-1.
They're going to find someone, KB, down there at centre-half forward St Kilda. Maybe David Serakowski could be that marking option.
Well, you've got to stay home if you want to be a marking option at centre-half forward. You can't be up on the wing. Robran, there was some pushing and shoving, and he's got the free kick against Ryan. Former Tiger. Robran goes wide. Finds Byrne. So all of a sudden the loose player has been set up. Biglands. And he's a big boy, Doug. It's his 4th game to the half-forward line. Sean Wren may be still feeling the effects there. You can see the shadows here at Colonial Stadium can make it very difficult coming out of the sunlight. And with the roof structure, the way it overhangs the ground, you get a lot of shadows. And in fact, most of the ground is in shadow, apart from the centre square and a part of the wing. 21 plays 7. This will be an interesting duel, an important one for the game. Wren, desperation that time by Stewie Lowe. McLeod thought he had it and lost it. Lenny Hayes appealed for the free kick. He thought he was tackled high. He'll get a ball up.
Just looking at the St Kilda forward line here, they've gone in very small. Damien Ryan looks like might be their marking option. He's gone to centre-half forward.
Let's hope not, because Damien Ryan does not take marks.
He's not a mark,
and he doesn't kick goals.
No, he doesn't do that either. And what he does normally do, KB, is tag and tag very well. You got Burke back there, you got Hayes, and you got Thompson.
Looks like he's tagging Robran, who has, I would think, had a lot of the footy. He's had 7 kicks and 3 handballs. Yep. Robran's playing at centre-half back, and he's probably been their main outlet out of defence, hasn't he? And they're trying to close that down, but it means they've got no avenue into attack.
That's a problem, because if you are going to tag Robran, therefore you're not going to be offensive or try and do anything that's positive for yourself, because really, when he's got the opportunity, that hasn't been his style of play, to be a goal kicker or someone who they can play through.
You're right, KB, and outside that, there's no one else there who can mark the ball except Heatley, who's playing deep in the forward line.
Well, he's going to do it every single time, isn't he? So Tim's got to do something about that, you would think. He's got to put someone else down there with him if they want to play him on Robran, you would think. Close to the line, Davis over the top of it, had to get it out. Wren, and it's out of bounds.
I just reckon, KB and Hutto here, I reckon you'd ruck Tim Elliott. OK, started the game poorly down their forward line. Let him ruck and put Peter Everett down at centre-half forward, inside 50, where when he does mark it, he'll kick goals for you.
Well, surely Serakowski could ruck. I mean, he's a recognised ruckman. Delaney through the middle. There's still nobody there, and he kicks it out wide. This is Ryan, and that's a bit of bad luck for him there, really. The ball bouncing a bit cruelly. He was outnumbered again, though. Good persistence, though. Let Adelaide get away. Smart taking the kick. And through he goes. He's just about within range. Poor kick. Backing back Hudson underneath it. Perry from the side. Well done, Wakeland. Stood the ground, floated the handball, and they get away. Quick kick out of trouble by Knowles. Got it onto the wing. It's not a good kick. Stenglein kept his footing. McLeod going back before they went forward. A tough one. A really tough one on the wing. Edwards handling it well, though. Kicks it up to half forward. Goodwin advancing down the ground and looking and looking and looking and finding big Sean Wren. And he's within scoring range. And this would really sting for the Saints.
Adelaide are just so cleaner when they get the ball. Their disposal by foot or by hand has been the difference between the two sides. We've seen young Brett Knowles come out of the back line after a great handball by Darryl Wakeland, turn the footy over. So costly.
Well, Reen, as we said, will definitely make the distance. His accuracy is not bad, but not good enough. Just a behind.
Well, Hawke, you're right with St Kilda. They've actually taken Damien Ryan off, and we do find now Peter Everett lining up at centre forward.
Yeah, it had to be done there by Timmy Watson. Just the mark department. St Kilda's had 10, Adelaide 21.
No one on Robin at the moment, though.
No, he's running around as a loose player. Across half-back and across centre wing. Young will take the short kick in the shadows here at Colonial Stadium.
I think Elliott now has gone there. Sorry, KB.
Well, Elliott centre half forward. He's got to make certain he can test, but you've got to have a bit of size and height there. Tim Elliott actually had that really good purple patch. That was a poor kick, but he's got into the back. When Peter Everett was self-imposed 4-week penalty, played some great games for St Kilda. He seems to me to be a person who just needs a bit of confidence and to be given his head. And maybe today he might be able to take that challenge. Wakeland on the edge of the centre square to Delaney. No distance covered from the centre square. Peter Everett on a long lead, chipping in his Benke. Showed a bit of courage. Back, take a bow. Burke, he'll be exhausted by the end of the first quarter. Rocking the ball out wide. That was Davis. Back to... Oh, there's a shove in the back as well.
Good vision by young Davis there to find Peter Everett. Could have certainly been a young player. May have banged the ball long into their forward line, but the fine spider, so the move could be already paying off for Timmy Watson.
So Peter Everett has kicked 31 goals for the season. If he fires, it will be a magnificent day for the Saints. He's hit the post on the siren. So luck not going with the Saints. At quarter time, the Crows 3-4-22. St Kilda 1-2-8. And had a bit of trouble across the half-forward line, just really trying to work out who they wanted to play at centre-half forward. It does appear that Tim Elliott might line up there in the second quarter. So at quarter time, as the St Kilda players come together, just the 2 points for the season. Robin also very good in that first quarter.
Yes, it's been an interesting quarter to say the least, but Adelaide in front, and we'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment.
Tonight, we've a bunch of bloopers that'll make you come undone. A collection of TV's most embarrassing moments.
It's live TV, folks.
TV censored bloopers tonight on 7.
There's no better choice when it comes to car insurance.
Here's a family working on a playhouse.
I'm out of nails, Case.
Crikey, Dad, we've got to get it finished soon.
And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
Dad's giving me an example here.
They're 50mm galvanised.
Flatheads?
All the advice you need.
Yeah, good old flatheads. What
They're the
else
ones?
have I been eating?
Like Accent Solar's the go. Protects against UV rays. No primer required.
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
Here's to the future.
With a Bank SA Amazing Grace loan, you can put off repayments on a new home while you're selling your old one for up to 6 months. Should you need to move in a hurry.
Pain can strike anywhere, but Nurofen gets to headache pain to bring fast, effective relief to where it's needed. Nurofen targets pain. Use only as directed. See your doctor if pain persists.
Want to win 2 seats at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games? Not just any seats, the best seats. At Stadium Australia, you and the one you love will see the opening ceremony and both 100-metre finals. Simply buy 2 or more Dunlop tyres before July the 1st. You'll also get the best seats for 16 swimming finals. Even your airfares and accommodation are on us. the Dunlop Tyres Best Seats in the House competition. From your Olympic supporter, Dunlop Tyres.
Well, gentlemen, as you can see, fantastic 4 quarters. And what about our 3rd quarter?
Excellent, absolutely excellent.
Oh, I think Brad's eye to forever. It's going to go.
Official AFL gear. Get into it.
Sarah Homes are the design innovators for holiday homes, weekenders and country homes. Whether you wish to build at the beach, by the river or as a rural retreat, from around $30,000, Sarah Homes can tailor build a home to suit your specific requirements. Picture a Sarah Homes retreat on your piece of paradise. Call 8243 0388 for a Sarah Homes brochure today.
To move in a hurry, call about an Amazing Grace home loan.
Nobody knows the places, nobody knows the faces. Nobody knows Adelaide, nobody knows Adelaide like Sarah.
Well, it's quarter time at Colonial Stadium, and the Adelaide Crows have taken the advantage by 14 points, 3-4 to 1-2. And Jarman, Robber and Vardy Heatley for the Saints, despite the fact that the Saints had plenty of the footy.
Yeah, they certainly did, Hud. I no doubt about that.
The Coca-Cola AFL Premiership Season 2000, proudly brought to you by Victoria Bitter, Mitsubishi Magna V6, one drive and you're hooked, McDonald's Big Mac, and Telstra, making life easier.
Well, shortly down to Aussie with Daryl Hart. In fact, Daryl, one of the assistants of the Crows, is making his way down to Aussie now. As we said, they lead by 14 points. Over to you, Aussie.
Well, Daryl, a 14-point lead. Obviously, the Crows will be pretty happy with the way things are going so far.
Look, we had a fair bit of the ball then, Richard. We didn't quite use it as well as we'd like to across half forward. The defence was good, but at least we were at the ball and giving our forwards a chance. So if we can just tidy up our kick, we'd be a lot happier.
We saw Sean Rennie go down and look like a bit of a head clash. Everything okay there?
Yeah, I think it was just that big nose getting in the way.
Thanks, mate. Good man.
Oh, good to see a bit of humour at quarter time. And David Parkin, always known for telling a few gags while he's coaching. Here he is watching with Cole Kinnear. We saw him at the MCG, and John Worsfold up the top there as well. We saw him at the MCG last night. I think they play the Saints in round 10, so they're planning ahead.
We think that's Dennis Pagan there, up there somewhere.
Tim Harrington up there too,
Tim Harrington there in the shadows. Very difficult for our cameraman here because you're going from the sunlight into the shadows. Really, this stadium has been designed to have the roof closed.
Well, 3-4 to 1-2. Everett starting in the ruck. And Knowles starting at centre-half forward for the Saints. Everett the tap. Bickley just pushing forward. Hudson running back and just saves it. And he's got someone running across half-back to feed it out to its Pickett. As you can see, now Pickett can pick it up, looking. Not much on offer. Elliott's down there. He might end up going along to Heatley. Does do that. Heatley in front and almost got it. Not quite. Hayes trying to get involved. Elliott, this is. Pushing and shoving smart over the top of it. And a bounce 40 out from some Kilda goal.
Well, we can see Ryan on the interchange bench there, along with David Sierakowski and Freddie Campbell. And Jason Daniels with the headset on.
Bring him out every time, another.
Well, he was a great stalwart for the St Kilda Football Club and a couple of seasons in Sydney as well.
Robin and Elliott it was with that wrestling match. Elliott going in again and Moyle. McLeod, beautifully tackled by Davis. Although he kept the tackle going long after the ball had been dislodged. And finally, it's over the line.
Been a pretty even contest there between McLeod and young Lenny Hayes. Hayes has had 7 touches in the first quarter. McLeod had 10, so fairly even.
Elliott and Robin. Oh, beautifully rowed by Knowles. Bouncing kick. It is on target, and it bounces through.
Aye, we were off for a wee break with the Wains, and the collar was like a cow. And would you know about Kennett? Clunk, clunk, clunk. I'm stood there right glaikit with the Wains shouting, "Oh, Farah, you ken you're nothing but a big dunderhead." So I skedaddled right into Ultratune and told the laddie about the clunk, clunk, clunk. He says, "Oh, your shock absorbers are out the windy, man," and made a rare job of them. Understood me perfectly, he did.
Crows by 8 points. 14 plays 22. Everett still in the ruck. Trying to force the ball forward was Biglands. Nearly reached 50. Stewie Lowe got a bad bounce. Thompson all tied up that time by Stingland. And he's been pinged for holding the ball.
What's your thoughts on that, KB? I don't think he had a real lot of time to get rid of that one, Andrew Thompson, then.
Well, we're just seeing here when he's actually been caught. Now, I just wonder whether he threw that ball out to Stewie Lowe.
He has to be making an attempt to get rid of it, doesn't he? Or if the umpire thinks he's had prime opportunity, he has to actually hand the ball.
But if you got your arms wrapped around you and you can't handle it,
have you?
You can't dispose of it. But there was a little give. I just wonder whether he just threw it out. Stenglen from right on 50. This will go right to the line off hands and through for a behind.
I just reckon you'll have the opportunity to get rid of the football. I don't think he had much time once he got possession of the football and the tackle was laid.
And we've had a power blackout here at Colonial Stadium. One of the main scoreboards not operating, so they're using radio phones down there on the bench. You see the Crows bench. So you've got to bring everything you can these days in the kit bag as Peckett pumps the ball wide. Spider's going to be the target. What a grab! Biglands just in his 4th game. That'll bring a smile to the coach's face. Thumps the ball back. Welsh got it. Well, he's booted 18 goals in the season. Last year he kicked 24 goals in 22 games, so he's well ahead of that average. He's been a major pickup. The Kangaroos premiership player. What a grab by Rhett Biglands. Just set himself. He's an impressive size, Doug.
He certainly is, KB. And about 10 teammates ran over and said, "Well done, good mark by you, young fella."
Couldn't get a game with Port Adelaide. Picked up by the Crows. Scotty Welsh directly in front. 25 metres out. Kicks a goal.
On Today Tonight, diet pills.
I was surprised how easy it was.
The ones that work.
I've gone down 3 or 4 sizes.
She went from 15 stone to just 9 and stayed that way.
I was very unhealthy.
And those that don't.
They're not a quick fix.
And how easy they are to get from doctors, even if you don't need them.
No real questions asked.
Plus, flop stars.
What goes up that fast must come down that fast.
What became of New Zealand's TV pop star princesses?
And that's the real drama.
When the pop bubble bursts. Next week on 7.
So a goal each in this second quarter, and Adelaide leading now by 15. As we said, Everett against Biglands in the ruck. And then nothing doing after that.
Nigel Smart now has gone on to Lenny Hayes, and McLeod's picking up Chad Davis.
Hudson doing a good job on Jarman so far, just the one kick, but that was a goal. Biglands knocked it out. Everett going the wrong way, using Lowe. He was hurried off his left. It's not a bad kick in the end. Placed well for Knowles, who's started promisingly since being moved up forward. Heatley, Davis, McLeod goes in. Rashudo, well wrapped up. Knowles, clever, created something for Davis, who caps it off beautifully. Well, he looks like a footballer, doesn't he, Doug?
Yeah, he certainly does. I've been very impressed with Chad Davis over these last 4 or 5 weeks. And the son of Alan Davis was a very good player too. He played for St Kilda, I think went across to Essendon and may have had a bit of a stint at North Melbourne. I'm not quite sure on that one, but good running by Chad Davis. Very good hands there by Brett Moyle to get that ball across there to Chad Davis, who finished off with a terrific goal. The goal they wanted, the Saints.
Davis on screen. His 6th goal for the season. He's playing his 7th game, so he's a goal kicker. Burke was great in that first quarter. Tried to be pulled off the ball. Biglands, an impressive young player. Look at Burke, magnificent tackle. Well, he is the spirit of St Kilda. And whilst they've got him out in the field of action, they're always a chance. Try and Eady's pumps the ball long. Heatley couldn't take it on the second grab. Loose ball, chance for the Saints. Everett tried to squeeze it out. Davis, bottom of the pack, Smart over the top. Byrne It's a wild handball to space, pounced on by Hutchton. He's on 50. He'll share the ball around. Moyle wants to stand and deliver. Great vision to Trianides. Now Trianides is 55 out. This is going to be close. It's got Carey touched on the line, kept alive. Goodwin across the face. Pumps it out wide. Tyson Edwards is quick. Does well. Made ground. Good touch. Marks in front of Thompson from the half-back line. The lead is on. He's looking for Welsh. A long way up from the goal square. It's virtually at half-back. And an important pickup. Kicks back towards centre-half forward. Stewie Lowe and Wren. Over the top, the back. He had to sit all the way, was Wakeland. So now on the rebound, Carr. Can the Saints set it up? The mine ticks over. Kicks back towards half-forward. Elliott takes the front position. Bassett was from behind. Tried to kept alive by Thompson inside 50. The Saints mounting an attack. They'll pile on top. They want a free kick. They'll get a ball up.
They just started to lift their work rate the last 5 minutes of St Kilda side. Jason Heatley on 2 or 3 occasions likes to leave with the balls out in front, not where he's got to prop and be one-on-one where it's body on body. He prefers the ball out in front of him.
I agree with you about the Saints. I reckon they really have lifted the work rate. But whether they can turn that and convert is the next question. Zilla out wide. A high kick. Knowles has been good, been very good. And this time he misses. It's a behind.
Well, he's lined up at centre-half forward now with Matthew Robin picking him up. And Robin was such a good player in that first quarter. He had, well, he's got 12 possession and 4 marks.
I just reckon
most of those came in that first term.
KB, with Burke on fire at the moment with 13 touches, maybe Kim Costa could be the man to come on and maybe quieten him down a bit.
Oh, gee, Elliott did everything but take the mark in the end. Zilla, no one to go to. Somehow he got it through to Everett, who kicked very well. Again presenting himself, Knowles. Got Young out wide. Heatley leading down. Adelaide to push back, so he kicks wide. Hudson couldn't take it. Byrne will go to the line, and that, gee, that was close to being deliberate. But in the end, he just ran in a straight line and took it over and out.
Here we go, Hunter. Alan Davis is the father of Chad Davis. Played 250 games. Played for St Kilda, Melbourne, Essendon and Collingwood.
There's a free kick paid here, and it's going St Kilda's way. Interference at the ruck contest, was it, KB?
Yes, I think that might be a good call. Alan Davis, the youngest player in St Kilda's only premiership side.
Well, in
1966.
Fact, the free kick is going to Elliott, who is a fair way off the contest here. Let's see behind. Elliott went to ground.
Off the ball.
He went to ground, but yeah, I thought, well, it obviously was a Shepherd. It looked to me as if it was Elliott that made the high contact, but anyway. Big kick, isn't this, for St Kilda? Only 35 to 40 metres. Not much of an angle, scrappy, but it does the job. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, it hooked at the very last second. And that says it all.
Hit the post twice, I think. I think Big Spider did that in the first quarter. And just a contest between Stephen Siller and Mark Rashudo. Had 42 touches last week and the 4 goals. Mark Rashudo's had 7 possessions with only, 7 possessions to Siller and 3 to Rashudo.
Thanks, Doug.
Well, he's been good at closing down good players, Stephen Ziller. Biglands, very impressive to Robin, opens up. Bickley runs to 50, should kick a goal. The skipper directly in front. Hammers it home.
Turn you and your garden greener. Learn the do's and don'ts of great compost. It's a real money saver.
It's the best and cheapest way to improve the soil.
And a bedroom makeover on a budget? We'll show you just how easy it is on Better Homes Tuesday. Then, come face to face with a spectacular landscape, home of the world's most awesome landmarks.
There's a lot of mystery surrounding Easter Island.
And a city slicker hits the trail for an unforgettable Wild West adventure on the Great Outdoors Tuesday on 7.
Crows by 13 points. They led by 14 points at quarter time. Timmy Watson straight away onto the phone.
That must sting, KB. I mean, St Kilda had the ball for so long and then bang.
Well, if you don't convert when you've got your opportunities, at some stage you're going to be hurt when it goes down the other end. Spider got the bounce he wanted to Zilla, who kicks hurriedly back towards centre forward. It's a high ball. It's one for the high flyers. The big fist away was from Smart. Hitting the ball hard was Byrne. It's battled hard across half back. Jarman throwing off the ball. Burke again wins a hard ball. Heatley thumped away by Bassett. Heatley tried to pluck it out of the air. McLeod that wonderful vision and skill to Robin. Comes away from half-back, kicks to space. He's looking for Biglands. This will test his athleticism against Spider. Kicked out of the hands, but he's been caught. And Andrew Thompson got a kick in the hands as well, so that's what the free kick obviously was for.
It must be Spider's kick. It has to be Everett's kick. That is a bad error.
He gave, I thought, the indication of holding the ball.
Did.
Big pack of players. Wren just can't quite hold his marks at the moment. Bassett tumbles the kick forward, hitting the ball hard. It was good play by Wakelin. He attacked the ball.
He did. And both sides just pretty pumped at the moment. As Adelaide bring it away through Welsh. Lowe pushing back to fill a gap through the middle of the ground, and so they go short. Edwards, he hasn't got much on offer. Perry's down there. The lead is coming at full forward. Rashudo. It was a good lead. He had the space to work into. And that will be very disappointing for St Kilda. And Tim Watson, particularly if Rashudo can convert here.
Been a good move, Hutto, by Gary Ayres, because Rashudo has been beaten by Stephen Ziller. Now with him going forward now, he's got the ability to kick goals. We saw last week by kicking 4 goals for the Crows.
Yeah, he certainly sorted Carr out there, turned him inside out. That's a great kick.
Oh.
You can get it dipping. You can get it chipping. You can get it having a row. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter. You can get it lumping. You can get it thumping. You can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Crows by 19 points, 41 plays, 22. Haven't really seen Spider up forward for any length of time. That's a bad bounce again. No chance for the ruck contest. Byrne, handy at half-back, pumps the ball back. Wakelin in flight. Marks in front of Perry. Now, Trionedes wanted it short. There's going to be a transfer play to Hutchison, so the players will have to move quickly to the outer side. Moyle gives a lead. But he was being picked up by Goodwin, so he was hesitant to go to Moyle. Now the contest is on. Moyle does well, kicks it off the ground. Stenglen didn't really hit a target. Goodwin, he's played in 2 premiership sides. He's an unobtrusive player. It's been all tied up. And they'll ball it up 70 metres out from goal.
Well, it turned out to be a terrible switch of play, didn't it?
Yeah, he had nowhere to go. He saw one-on-one and wasn't prepared to take that punt.
He wasn't prepared to go to Moylan. Crows look dangerous now. Here's a chance for Shuto. The Raging Bull's got it. He's in the pocket. They're screaming for the ball out wide to open up the goal front in Robrin and also Biglands. But I reckon just a step to the right here, Doug.
No doubt he'll
open
do
up
that.
the face of goal, and you should kick it. A player of Rashudo's talent. He's starting to look dangerous. Well held by Stephen Ziller, but up forward, it's a lot different. Rashudo from a tight angle doesn't like it. He didn't really come out, Doug. He had to just take one step to the right.
I just reckon maybe here there could be the move could be made too by Tim Watson to put maybe Max Hutchison maybe onto Rashudo going forward to be even match up there. Young Matthew Carr's been caught out twice.
Oh dear, Perry anticipated the kick in, intercepts and gets the ball off. He laid it off well, and it's Rashudo again.
Just saw Wayne Jackson sitting down, looked like with the emergency umpire. There was a lot of criticism in Melbourne last week because Wayne Jackson wasn't in Melbourne over the Easter break, and particularly for the big Anzac Day game. So he's copped a bit of stick. So he's at the football today at Colonial, and he's sitting it right down on ground level.
Well, I think he deserves a break, KB. He's been on the pump a bit the last couple of weeks. He needed a couple of days off.
Well, Rashudo, we saw him convert just moments ago from a similar position, and he's hit the post, another poster. So he's had 3 shots at goal for 1 goal too.
Well, that was just a bad kick, Anthony, because a player of his talent
kick
from that far out. That's one. There's Wayne Jackson sitting down with the emergency umpire, David Howlett. That's
what happens if the emergency umpire goes down? Does Jacko go out?
Wayne Jackson is the man. He's the next man on. That's why he's down there. Lenny Hayes bumped off the ball. McLeod put his head down, burrows in. They'll ball it up. That's one part of the game where we talk about professional footballers of today. And there's Risciuto just reminding the trainer.
Get out my way.
And the runner that he was in his way. Kicking for goal is an area which hasn't really improved over the years.
It hasn't, KB, and particularly with the goals you've got to kick. That's your bread and butter. I mean, that's what you get paid good money to do, and that is your job. But to miss goals when you're inside 50, you've got to kick those goals.
Young through the centre square. Bassett playing in front. Elliott did well. Kept the ball alive. Went the big fist. They'll share the ball around. Spider, 45 metres out. He's bending it back. What a kick! What a goal!
Here's a family who wants to enhance their outdoor living area and add value to their home with a new deck and garden. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
40-tooth blade, the more teeth on the blade, the finer the cut. So the tooth is...
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
Dad, my cup of tea!
What's here?
The Mitre 10 truck.
Well, can that light the Saints up? It really took, while it was a good team goal, it was the individual brilliance of Everett that eventually got it through the middle. Biglands to take the penalty from the middle of the ground. Goes searching for Welsh. Wakelin in good position. Made the spoil. Vardy versus Peckett. Good shepherding by Stenglein, but good persistence by the Saints. And it's out of bounds. Matthew Young this afternoon has had just 6 possessions. Peckett just 1 kick, so a couple of their prime runners out of defence. They've had pretty quiet afternoons. Lowe and Wren doing the ruck work at the moment. They're pushed up the ground. Lowe playing at centre-half back today on Wren. Jarman just got the handball away. Stenglein smart. Now they're away. Johnson, who's on the ground, I think tagging Nathan Burke. Standing up Perry. Good work from Hudson to spoil. Perry follows up pretty well. Close to the boundary line. Oh, Peckett didn't make much of an attempt. Was lucky to get away with it in the end. Trianides has some space to work in. It was a shocker of a kick. It was a scrubber. And McLeod might make them pay. Gets the handball back. Jarman will set up the scoring chance. And Rhett Biglands pushing forward has taken the mark well within scoring range. And wouldn't be surprised to see Jason Trianides make his way to sit down after that.
Hutto, he's had 10 kicks and no handballs. After that kick, I'd say you should reverse that around and have no kicks and have 10 handballs, Jason. That was a shock. I mean, when you're coming out of defence like that, KB, and you're on your own, you're under no pressure, you've got to find a target or put the ball to your advantage. Turnover.
From 50, Biglands, away to the left. And I guess the thing, too, is when players break free like that, Doug, your whole team is sprinting down the ground. So if you do turn it over, all of a sudden, on the way back, you're in real trouble.
Yeah, you get punished, don't you? Yeah, it was a shocking kick by Jason.
Surakoski on the interchange bench.
Wasn't a great kick either from Biglands, wasn't it, really? It was a real chance for him.
Peckett pumps the ball wide. Straight over Stewie Lowe's head, out on the full.
Just on Stewie Lowe, Hawk, I'm just wondering what the thoughts are on him at centre-half back. Just seems to be a bit wasted for the fact that they're getting slaughtered at centre-half forward, and we've got David Sirikowski on the bench that can be released onto Sean Wren.
Yeah, got a point there, Aussie.
Peter Vardy, too far out to score. This will land in the square. Wren got his hands on it. And Perry has kicked a goal.
Enjoy the feeling that sparkles inside. Live every minute, enjoy the ride. Taste all the excitement that life has to give. The more you enjoy, the more you live. This is the real thing.
I should have bought a bigger esky.
The world is yours, Coca-Cola, enjoy.
So plenty of problems for St Kilda now. Adelaide answering the last Everett goal through Perry. Back to 22 points and almost back to the drawing board for the Saints. Have certainly had a dip, but they've just broken down across centre-half forward. Another ball up. And again, really their footwork letting them down there. Field kicking has cost them dearly. There we go. Interchange bench. Sirikowski, perhaps he'll get a run again later on. Smart. Biglands. Low kick. It's not a bad one. The forward was in front, but Wakeland had pushed his way away from Welsh. Now he can use Young on the outlet. He looks up. Got Campbell at half forward, ignores him. He's going to go longer. Oh, it wasn't a good kick to position. Knowles, in the end, did a pretty good job, I think, to get a fist to the ball. Oh, clever from Everett. Very clever. In the path of Zilla, rode the bump well. Saints moving. It's going to be a hard one, though, for Elliott. Bassett held them up. There's a fight on at centre-half forward. Not much in it between Burke and Johnson. Quick kick from Bassett. Sun in the eyes out there. Well done, Welsh, and escape through the two. Can carry it all the way to half forward. Decides to pass, and why not? Rashudo was so far clear that it's bad luck in the end. The kick wasn't well placed. Wakeland, who's gone back onto Rashudo, did pretty well to win the ball in the end and give it off to Hayes. Trianides, his footwork again letting him down. This time Boone was the smotherer. And it's over and out.
Yes, St Kilda had plenty of opportunities. Just keep turning the football over. As you said, Hutto, there, Darryl Wakeland's been moved on to Rashudo's gone forward. Carr's been taken away from that task. You've got to do better.
Trianides decides to bounce it this time. Edwards, well trapped, and didn't really dispose of it. McLeod did well, though. Johnson and now Goodwin. He'll try and get to his left. He does. Gets onto his left and pumps it to the square. Wren backing back. Just can't find the footy on the bounce coming through. Close to the boundary line. Peckett. Oh, he's just about gone. Was he over the line? It was over the line, and that saved him on that occasion.
Here we are, Peckett. He tried to go back. He had nowhere to go. Good tackle too by the Crows there.
Perry
Perry just been a lot sharper, the Crows. Their skill level's been a lot better than St Kilda. They've used the ball a lot better. Simple as that.
Low against Wren. Got the tap. Elliott just banged it onto the boot. Hit and hope. Moyle had to be strong there. Good contesting by the Saints, and they'll get away with it. The little left foot kick was a wobbler from Carr, but here comes McLeod. Thompson wrapped him up beautifully, and there wasn't much effort there in the end. I know he was wrapped up, but it was probably a fair decision. Thompson takes it and sends the Saints forward. It's hit and hope stuff again. A real high one. Heatley had to take a contested mark. He couldn't. Campbell, the bouncing kick. Spiders back at full forward. His skills have been good against Biglands. Should kick a goal here. Picks it up and gets another one.
On Today Tonight, diet pills.
I was surprised how easy it was.
The ones that work.
I've gone down 3 or 4 sizes.
She went from 15 stone to just 9 and stayed that way.
I was very unhealthy.
And those that don't.
They're not a quick fix.
And how easy they are to get from doctors, even if you don't need them.
No real questions asked.
Plus, flop stars.
What goes up that fast must come down that fast.
What became of New Zealand's TV pop star princesses?
And that's the real drama.
When the pop bubble bursts. Next week on 7.
Super slow-mo was great because it showed Peter Everett just going to the side of the ball, so it made it a lot easier for him to bend down and pick it up. He's a smart player. Peckett finishes highest, second in their best and fairest. Got out of favour late last year, has been in reserve, still to find his very best form. Lenny Hayes just into his second season. It's a short kick to a contest, a bad option, pounced on by Moyle, just playing his third game to Max Hudson. Goes wide, Elliott's the target, great play by Jarman, got his body in line, loose ball for the Saints. Thompson has just come off the interchange bench. He's caught up on 50. Ball up. 5-4-34 the Saints. 7-8-50 the Adelaide Crows. And there's some very happy young fans. Busloads of Adelaide Crows fans have come across for the game. Robin got his hands on the ball. Burke been picked up by Kane Johnson. Tyson Edwards wants a free kick. Umpire Darren Goldspink will ball it up.
Spot Everett, boys, is the first multiple goal kicker in this game. With 2 goals.
Having a break at full forward, where we know he's kicked 33 goals for the season. So here's the danger man for the Crows. Kicked off the ground by Bickley. As he marked to Young. Covers a lot of territory. Young to centre-half forward. Spiders the target. Maybe got a shot from Biglands. A lot of carry on the ball. Hayes with pace. 45 metres out and closes. Accuracy was there. Didn't have the distance. And Ben Hart that great pacey All-Australian takes it over the line.
Was his technique right then, Doug?
It was right, Hutto. No, he did the right thing there. He kept the ball low. He kicked a little bit high. Could have went anywhere off his boot because it was a full stretch then. He didn't have time really to balance up because he felt himself under enormous pressure. Great talent, Lenny Hayes.
And look at the Crows go smart. Will he be tackled here? He's gone. That is holding the ball. Well done, Tony Brown. Surprisingly then, caught him. Terrific effort. Great effort and persistence, and once you bounce while you're being tackled, you're in trouble. Long kick, not much there for the Saints, not much there. Bassett, they had the numbers there, Adelaide. A change made, Elliott off and Sierakowski on for St Kilda.
Yeah, and Kim Costa ready to come on for the Adelaide Crows too.
You think he might go to Nathan Burke, I think, at this stage. I think Ozzy made a point there. Maybe Lowe can go forward, but who's going to play on Wren?
Johnson from half-back. Just draws the player, and then he tried to go off. Saints had the chance then to wrap Bickley out. Bassett, hurried kick. Perry versus Ryan. Ryan will get there first and take it over the line and out of bounds. So a crucial minute and a half remaining. Saints would dearly love a goal, but they probably won't have time. Adelaide obviously would also love a goal, and they're in attack, so they do have the chance. Delaney getting instructions from Tim Watson. Low. Got it down to the St Kilda advantage. Bending down Knowles, who's back in defence now. Not much to kick to, though, and it was a poor kick, really. McLeod taking the mark. Johnson, fairly packed Adelaide forward line as he goes out very wide. It wasn't a bad kick. Good spoil from Knowles. Young will get there first, overran it. Oh, Knowles wrapped up in a good tackle. Stenglein likewise. In goes Sierakowski, no one to lay it off to. Welsh, he went to ground looking for a free kick. Nothing doing. We've got 51 seconds remaining in the quarter. Can St Kilda get something going? Not really, because Peckett had nothing to kick to. Campbell couldn't get really into the contest. Rodman takes the mark. So 40 seconds remaining as Johnson goes short. No mark. Surely that couldn't have been paid. Stenglein got it through the legs of Smart. Now we get a second chance. He's tackled again. He's gone. Not paid by the umpire. He must have said he got a boot to ball. We've got 25 seconds remaining in the quarter. And Adelaide leading by 15 points.
That was interesting. The umpire actually blew his whistle then to pay that mark and change his mind. I don't think he can do that. If he can, that's a pretty poor effort.
No, if he blows the whistle for a mark, then the mark's got to stand.
Well, there's no doubt he blew his whistle, KB.
Well, we've got 5 seconds, so there'll be no more score, you wouldn't think, in this quarter, unless Adelaide were to drive it down. Siren sounds. Half-time, and again, St Kilda's disposal and probably lack of avenue into attack. The difference between themselves and the opposition. Adelaide would be pretty satisfied, I would think, overall, to be in front by 15 points at half-time.
Sure, had to laugh at that, KB. I don't think Hutto saw that one, but it looked like Kim Costa going to have a shot from about 90 metres out. He just dropped the ball so awkward. But Nathan Burke had a great first quarter. But KB, you're right, Kane Johnson's been terrific in his second quarter. He went on to Burke. He only had 2 touches in the second quarter, and Kane Johnson did cut him out of the game.
Sean Wren, who hasn't been taking too many marks, but young Biglands has been very good, and Ben Hart been outstanding on Heatley. Tyson Edwards, another ball winner for the Adelaide Crows. So the Crows in front here at half-time. They lead by 15 points, 7-8-50 to 5-5-35.
Mitch Stevens, Terry Sullivan.
Once they were lovers.
Well, you know what he's like. Why don't you enlighten me, Terry, seeing you're the Mitch expert?
Now he's marrying someone else.
You're rushing into this.
Is she still in love? All Saints, Tuesday.
Here's a family working on a playhouse.
I'm out of nails, Case.
Like it, Dad. We've got to get it finished soon.
And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
Dad's giving me an example here.
They're 50mm galvanised.
Flatheads?
All the advice you need.
Yeah, good old flatheads. What
They're the
else
ones?
have I been eating?
Like said, Solar's the go. Protects against UV rays. No primer required.
From a store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
Here's to the future.
Written all over it.
on the board with Repco's big league legends. New Lawn Octane Boost and Cleaner Concentrate and Fuel Injector Cleaner, $8.95 each. Haynes Manuals, the most complete coverage for Australian cars, $29.95. Chino Genuine Sheepskin Seat Covers, just $99 a pair. Trico Plastic Back Wiper Refills, trimmed to size, easy to fit, $8.95. Legendary brands at legendary prices at your nearest Repco store.
Shines around me like a million suns. It calls me on and on across the universe. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna.
You must see South Australia's largest lounge specialist, Discount Lounge Centre, the leather specialist at the lowest price or it's free. Affordable leather with interest-free terms. The lounge experts. We have to be. It's all we do. Discount Lounge Centre, Ranella, Parafield and Keswick.
They come from all over the world. Some from Japan, Africa, everywhere.
The painful truth.
Oh my God, it's black.
The cruel blows of life.
I think you may have a tumour.
What will destiny deal?
I don't care if you're going to die on me. I just want to be together.
Cold Feet, Tuesday.
And welcome back to Colonial Stadium. It is half-time and the Adelaide Crows taking on the Saints. And the Crows doing a pretty good job, 7-8-50 to 5-5-35. And we have a look at some of the significant moments, Doug, in the first half. And
Hutto, just the footy in general today has been pretty ordinary. I reckon particularly the foot skills of St Kilda. They've turned the footy over so many times. They've had a heap of footy. Your pride and joy is about how you deliver the football, and I just reckon some of these guys appears they don't care at times.
Well, they started well, the Saints, with Jason Heatley of kicked 6 last week. He started with the first goal of the match, Delaney bringing it forward.
Yeah, good play by Delaney, but straight after his kick, he got benched and had a word from Tim Watson. But Heatley's been caught a few times underneath the footy.
Speaking of being caught, I think we got caught then.
I couldn't help laughing at that one. But anyway, Heatley's been caught under the footy on a couple of occasions. He prefers the ball where it's out in front of him.
Well, the Saints' foot skills have certainly let them down this afternoon, no doubt about that. On this occasion, Peter Everett didn't have much of an option, and he cleared the ball out wide. And this is what happened.
Yeah, the shot and kick by Spider Everett, then he could have went out on the other side of the ground, but decided to go short, and the turnover was there.
Jason Trianides is another one who's let himself down with some poor kicking. So we have a look here. He just kicked the ball forward, Dougie, and nothing really to kick to. Went back over the head, Hart knocking it away, and then Adelaide running away.
No doubt. I mean, Trianides has been a pretty good player. He's got a fair bit of the footy. Probably had 12 kicks, but he's turned the footy over so many times. And there's Matthew Robin, who's been a very good player, particularly in that first quarter. He had the St Kilda side unsure what was going to go on. There's the man himself, Darren Jarman, on the roll where he's 50 metres out, kicks the ball nice and low. He's a great player, Darren Jarman, terrific football.
What about Rhett Biglands? You haven't seen him in the flesh before, but he's been impressive. He took a very big mark at one stage. Just have a look at it here.
It's a great mark over Spider. It was a big job for him too, because Peter has been in great form for the St Kilda side. And the good thing about the big fella, he can kick a football, as we can see here. It's a great kick, and I just thought Peckett was caught under the footy, and Walsh pushed him under the footy a bit there, and I just thought maybe Peckett a little bit harder coming back. But still, it was a good mark by the big fella, Rhett Biglands.
Well, one of the other interesting things has been the way St Kilda have tried to manage their side, where their big fellas have gone. Lowe's been in defence, and Everett has gone either at full forward or in the ruck for most of the day. But Spider Everett, when he has had the chance to run free, is still showing his skills, hasn't he?
No doubt about that. And there's the thing about Spider. When he's inside 50 or even outside 50, he has the ability to kick those long goals. And as we see probably a bit early later in that second quarter, he kicked a goal inside 50. There's some of the stats here, Hutto, at the moment. St Kilda's had a fair bit of the footy, 90 and 50, got more possessions than Adelaide. And turnovers 13 to St Kilda, 16 to Adelaide. Marks 43 to Adelaide and St Kilda 26. And centre breaks 6 to St Kilda and 5 to Adelaide.
And the team stats for the Mitsubishi Motors. St Kilda, as you can see, Spider ever at the top. Nathan Burke, first quarter, 8 kicks and only 1 in the second.
Yeah, he certainly got cut out of the game in the second quarter. Kane Johnson went on to Nathan Burke and certainly did a very good job on him. Spider's had 9 touches. As we said, Jason Chinese of a half-back flank had 11 kicks, but I reckon he's turned the footy over probably 5 or 6 times out of those 11 kicks. Sillard was very good early in the game, had 7 touches, and Caprasciuto right out of the game, who was forced to go forward. It was a very good player for him. There's Adelaide Crows here. And see, McLeod was very good. He started on the half-back flank. He's had 4 kicks and 10 handballs, and very good player for them as well. And as I said, Rhett Biglands, he's had 9 kicks and 1 handball.
We better take a break, Doug.
Oh, do we what?
15 points the difference here at half-time. We'll be back at Colonial in just a moment.
This news update brought to you by Colonial's personal insurance portfolio.
Good afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the footy right here on 7. And in the news tonight at 6, they ruined his car, but now they don't want to replace it. It was caught in a recent water main eruption, but SA Water don't want to help the struggling university student to get back on the road. They say it was an act of God. The story tonight. Also at 6, Glenside Hospital accused of letting child patients mix with dangerous criminals on the inside. We'll see you at 6.
I lived in Scotland for 3 years. The sports I loved were rugby and soccer. My dream was always to play AFL footy.
Oh, he can play this kid.
It's all the full forwards, Gary Ablett, Stephen Kernahan, Bernie Quinlan. It shows that if you train hard, you'll be a fairly good player.
This is the young chaps, Kilda.
Playing finals. Playing for Victoria.
Now here's Lloyd trying to bend number 3 towards goal. Oh, what a break! What a break!
Making the All-Australian side has been a real honour. Get a real buzz when there's 70 or 80,000 people there cheering you on.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
I'd give away all individual honours just to maybe one day to win a premiership would be fantastic.
I'd like to win a big trophy to put up on my shelf to look at it always.
Want to win 2 seats at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games? Not just any seats, the best seats. At Stadium Australia, you and the one you love will see the opening ceremony and both 100-metre finals. Simply buy 2 or more Dunlop tyres before July the 1st. You'll also get the best seats for 16 swimming finals. Even your airfares and accommodation are on us. The Dunlop Tyres Best Seats in the House competition. From your Olympic supporter, Dunlop Tyres.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
6 out of 6, how did you guys do that?
Well, I picked Goes Like a Rose because I thought she'd smell really lovely. She actually smelled terrible, but she ran really fast. It was very scientific.
Yeah, well, we can win too. Yeah, you think they'll get their tips from Bart Cummings. Coming through, fellas.
I walk to work every morning. What better lifestyle could you ask for?
Well, by building here, we'll get investment value and we'll get access to all the facilities such as the university, which I actually studied at.
Oh, it's great. You can go for a walk around the lake and stop off for a coffee.
Yeah, this is an area of the future with all the facilities here. Well, I went out and bought myself a radio-controlled yacht, so on the weekends I get down here and have a bit of a sail and just relax.
Live, learn, work and play. At Mawson Lakes, it all makes sense.
I've only got 1 or 2 in.
Enjoy the excitement of the smoke-free Adelaide Cup, Monday the 15th of May at Morfordville, and stay on for the after-race taxi ride concert.
Welcome back to Colonial Stadium. The Adelaide Crows 7-8-50, leading St Kilda 5-5-35. So the margin of 15 points here at half-time. Well, if you want to have another look at this game or any other game in the AFL, name a game video, 1800 035 665. Or on the web, aflvideo.com.au. At the moment, Adelaide leading by 15 points. And I guess one player the Saints could certainly do with is Joe McLaren, the injured midfielder, and he's down on the boundary with Aussie.
Yeah, Joe, certainly you'd love to be out there today. You rolled your ankle at training 3 weeks ago. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, Aussie. I'm hoping to play next week and get back into it.
And 15 points down. How do you see the side travelling at the moment?
Yeah, we're going okay. As you said, it's only 15 points. A few skill errors have been letting us down, and if we can get some marking power at centre forward, we'll be right back in it.
Joe, I guess it's the million-dollar question. What has gone wrong with the Saints this year?
Yeah, that has been a pretty popular question. I don't think you can really put a finger on it. I suppose the boys are still trying. We've been unlucky a couple of games. We've had a bit of a touch-up, but the club's we're still going well. We're all positive down at the club. We just got to get a win on the board and get a bit of confidence back, and yeah, we'll be flying again.
And Joe, the club's relied on the senior players many times, but I felt in that second quarter, Chad Davis, Brett Knowles and young Brett Moyle, some of the young guns certainly lifted their work rate and got the Saints rolling along.
Yeah, those young blokes, they're playing real good footy at the moment. Knowles, he's just been getting plenty of the footy, which is great for him. And yeah, Chaddy Davis is on the list now, and he's having a great year. So, and Morley's just come off the rookie list, which is good for him, and yeah, he's getting a kick too, which is great.
And I think, Joe, the difference between the two sides, he did touch on this, but the skill level of St Kilda at the moment, particularly coming out of your back line, you turn the footy over a fair bit. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, it is a fair comment, but standing down here on the ground, it's really windy, and the wind is going to play a big factor in this game today, I reckon. But yeah, if our skill level picks up a little bit in the second half, we should be okay.
And how's Tim coping with it all? Obviously, the stresses of coaching and not having a win yet. How's he been to the players?
Yeah, no, Tim's been fantastic. Always positive. He's a great coach. He puts his voice across pretty well, and yeah, he's been positive for the whole time we've been in this slump. But we can turn it around today if we get a win on the board.
And Joel, the move of Stuart Lowe to centre half back's been a very good move. He's done a very good job on Sean Wren.
Yeah, I reckon Lowe's playing a great game at centre half back. He's as you know, he's a very athletic bloke for the size he is, and yeah, no, he's going well.
Well, Joe, thanks for joining us. We look forward to you coming back into the St Kilda lineup. Let's hope it's very soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Joe McLaren down on the boundary line here at Colonial Stadium. We're watching Adelaide and St Kilda, just part of all the action on 7 Sport.
The big sports events keep coming on Australia's leading sports network. This is Channel 7, Australia's Olympic network.
With an incredible deadline.
Too hot for this.
On an unbelievable budget.
How many more of these?
Join Better Homes and Gardens Graham Ross and our expert team as they turn gardens from hell into an affordable masterpiece.
My house.
Ground Force starts Wednesday.
Well, I love my kids, and I'm into all things Greek.
And you're always at the beach.
I really like the beach. My name is Tula Zaris, and this is my .com.
There's one place where all your interests come together. Telstra.com. It's your .com.
Whoa! The savings are on the board with Ripco's Big League Legends. New Lawn Octane Boost and Cleaner Concentrate and Fuel Injector Cleaner, $8.95 each. Haynes Manuals, the most complete coverage for Australian cars, $29.95. Chino Genuine Sheepskin Seat Covers, just $99 a pair. Trico Plastic Back Wiper Refills, trimmed to size, easy to fit, $8.95. Legendary brands at legendary prices at your nearest Repco store.
Oh, this will really cheese the competition off. Any 2 large Pizza Haven pizzas with double cheese or cheesy crust for just $19.95 delivered. Thank goodness we know how to make great pizza.
With so many copies of the hottest new releases, they will be in-store or you'll rent them free. That's the Blockbuster promise. Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
Hi, I'm Bruce from Prospect.
Stuart from Paraka.
And Rob from Edwardstown.
Together, we're the good guys.
We've got Adelaide covered.
And we won't be beaten on price.
10% discount sale on now. Whirlpool front load washer, crazy $7.89, less for cash.
GE side-by-side no frost fridge, just $18.99 and less for cash. TIAC 80cm stereo colour TV, a very low $13.69 and less for cash.
The good guys discount electrical warehouses, Edwardstown, Prospect and Paraka. We'll see you there.
Happy birthday, sweetheart. Thanks, Mum.
Oh, this is a play to rocker. This will probably be the last play of the night. It's going and going and going.
Official AFL gear. Get into it.
Want to win 2 seats at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games? Not just any seats, the best seats. At Stadium Australia, you and the one you love will see the opening ceremony and both 100-metre finals. Simply buy 2 or more Dunlop tyres before July the 1st. You'll also get the best seats for 16 swimming finals. Even your airfares and accommodation are on us. The Dunlop Tyres Best Seats in the House competition. From your Olympic supporter, Dunlop Tyres.
Finding a home is a puzzle.
Should be a window over there.
Question everything.
How long do you spend in the bathroom?
5-10 minutes. Free.
That's quicker than we'll.
And remember, things could get worse.
Bound to get lively.
All new Hot Property starts Wednesday at 8.
Well, third quarter about to get underway at Colonial Stadium. And Adelaide leading by 15 points against St Kilda. And Kevin Bartlett. It has been a very bad period of all matches so far this year for the Saints, the third quarter.
Yes, it's a quarter from hell. Just 19 goals, 18 as we can see, and that makes them the 15th in the competition. And the Saints have conceded 41 goals, 30. So I'll tell you what, they wouldn't be looking forward to coming out and playing this third quarter. That's the worst conceding of the teams in the competition. So defensively, the worst performance by any team in the comp.
Aussie.
Yeah, there's no doubt the Adelaide Crows are kicking with the wind this quarter. St Kilda can't really allow them to blow that lead out any further. As we look out there now, Stewie Lowe is lined up in the middle. So obviously Tim's made that change there.
Yes, we talked about where they've shuffled their big men around. Spider down in the goal square. And Lowe in the ruck. Robrin has gone into the ruck for Adelaide. As we get ready to start, as we said, these third quarters have been terrible for the Saints. What will today bring? Low, competitive in the ruck. Burke, little blind turn. Now can drive them forward. Just a bit too much on it for Sirakoski, but he was competitive. Heatley has really struggled since the opening minutes. Carr, Knowles, screws it back. Chance there for Moyle and Everett. Everett tapping it centrally, but there was no one to run onto it. And McLeod clearing it into space, and that's all there is. Space, and then Kim Costa in that order. And Costa gets there and can use it well. Robrin looking up. Got Welsh pushing back towards full
here we go.
He's carried it a long way. He got one from here earlier. Same again. Oh, Welsh kicked it. Touched. Did it come up too high, or was it already over the line?
I think he dropped the ball there, Hutto. He dropped the ball and it went through, and he's kicked it behind the line. So I think it caught unexpected here, Scott Welsh. I don't think didn't think he was going to get it. Here we are.
Gee.
Well, the umpire's in the perfect spot. We can't question that, can we?
Well, I think we can. Well, the full ball's got to be over the line. It's like on the boundary line, doesn't it? The ball in its entirety has got to be across the line. It was a close one. See the Crows bench. Binky sitting on the bench there along with Marsh. Some pushing and shoving. Stewie Lowe with strength. Perry just shoveled the ball out, going to ground. Vardy, so a loose ball 65 metres out from the Crows' goal. Stewie Lowe to Burke. A quiet second quarter, had a fantastic first quarter, but full marks to Kane Johnson. Get a good tagging job, thumped away by Bassett. He's very good at that. Zilla hits the pack hard, tries to create a loose ball, looking for Young. Going to ground was his opponent. He copped one in the back. So Bassett will take the free kick. He's on centre wing. Broke a leg last year in the last game against the Kangaroos. Just his 6th game for the year. First of all, tried out with the Demons. But has been a good player when fit. Runs the 50. Chance for Johnson, goes to ground, but the whistle is gone. The free kick is going to the Saints, so Peckett in that last line of defence. Playing game number 143 today.
Very wide to Stuart Lowe. Not a great deal for him to aim at. He goes for Sierakowski, but he was buffeted beautifully out of position. Bassett read the ball nicely. Robrin being charged down, but he got the kick. Oh, well-placed kick to Lowe. Hudson spoiled at the last moment. Lowe did well. Could have used Hudson. Decided to switch play. Little dangerous. He's got to be good here, and was. Really strong mark with Bickley bearing down. Now looks up. Not a great... He's got Elliott in short. Oh, dear. He went shorter than that. Peckett coughed it up. Good work, though, by Elliott, just to get a hand to ball. Davis, Trianides running the wrong way. Terrific work by Bickley. Paddled it forward. Vardy, usually good in this situation, makes the most of it.
They conquered the auditions.
Are you serious? Oh, my God.
They conquered their first album.
The #1 single.
Now it's time for their biggest moment yet. Bardot live in concert. From Sydney State Theatre, the girls' first concert event with a live band and over 2,000 screaming fans. Bardot live in concert, a special 1-hour Pop Stars presented by Sarah Lee. Sunday, 7:30 on 7.
Crows by 22 points. St Kilda not making good decisions under pressure, and sometimes not making good decisions when they're not under pressure. And all of a sudden you get the feeling that the Crows' confidence is rising. From the centre square, Steglin goes short, hits Welsh. Just get the feeling they've gone up a cog, they've bounced out after half-time. They look a bit sharper than the Saints, who seem to be just a couple of metres behind their opponent. And when put under a bit of pressure, just can't make the right decision. Welsh has kicked 19 goals for the season. It's been a wonderful pickup. He'll be shooting from right on 50. He's pushed it right. He's going right to the line. Could have been kept alive. Finally forced through for a minor score.
Just the midfield, KB, certainly starting to get on top here for the Adelaide Crows. They're winning the ball out of the centre. Robin's been terrific coming off that centre half back where he gets the ball and he's prepared to run down the ground. We know Robin quite well can kick the ball nice and long. He's been very good today.
Sierakowski on the bench along with Tony Brown. For the Saints, Peckett caught in 2 minds. Now the umpire says kick it now. So he goes wide and finds Vardy. Now Vardy might just put this straight back over his head. You can see the distance. It'll be right on 50.
Well, we saw the graphic a moment ago which explained how badly the third quarters had been for the Saints, and they would be just having all their worst nightmares here, wouldn't they?
19 goals for the season, the third term. I think over 40 goals kicked against them. Vardy, he's booted 2 goals, 1 in the first quarter, 1 in the third. He's bending it back, not enough. Stewie Lowe stands his ground, and he's been paid the mark.
Just got to find a target when you kick out from full-back, and sometimes when you try and create something, you're better off, if you're in doubt, kick the ball nice and long and get it outside your 50 kb.
It's not too hard to do, is it?
Not too hard to do. Your mind tells you if you're in doubt, get rid of the ball nice and long.
Oh, well, he fell over and Bickley takes it, and it's a comedy of errors continuing for the Saints. Wren to come through and put it through, and that was cruel luck for Knowles.
Yeah, certainly was, no doubt about that, Hunter. And Timmy Watson, he's saying to himself, what can I do here with these blokes? What can I turn things around here? How can I turn it around?
Well, Wren has kicked 6 goals before today, and another poster. I think that's 2 for each team. So they've had their chances to really, well, almost put them away early in this third quarter, but they haven't, so maybe St Kilda's luck can turn around.
4 posters in the game so far. 1 to Marcus Shooter in the second quarter, now to Sean Wren. And for the Saints, Everett and also Tim Elliott hit the post.
Well, the kick-ins have been a big problem for the Saints. Wakeland was the target. Good little kick away. Getting it forward, Moyles, but under pressure, Costa has to kick it quickly. A high one, Bickley. Good position. Perry, cut them open, came through. Takes the mark. Now up forward, he's got a lead from Welsh. He's going to go longer. He's going to have a crack at them, and he's missed. So again, the Saints just being let off the hook here.
That's the thing I like about Mark Bickley. We just saw on that occasion he just put his body on the line. We've seen him do it so many times. That was just absolute guts. Courageous play by Mark Bickley. Got absolutely poleaxed. Does it every week.
25 points, the biggest lead so far. They led by 14 points, the Crows at quarter time. 15 points at half time. Ball thumped back inside 50. Peckett sees it over the line.
Would you change Justin Peckett from kicking in, Doug? I mean,
well,
he's broken down pretty much 4 times in a row.
He's been a designated kicker for a while, Hutto, down there. I know, and you probably have to have a good look at it now. I'm not quite sure who'd be the option. Max Hudson's playing at full-back, picking up Darren Jarman. Do you use him, or you use a Nathan Burke maybe to kick out?
Now, a great tap out that time by Wren. I thought he might have been manhandled. Welsh, almost an impossible angle, puts it straight over the line on the full.
And finally, the Saints have put Stewie Lowe down the forward line. About time, as far as I'm concerned.
You've been calling for it, Oz?
Yeah, I'm very happy with it now.
Yeah.
Hudson goes short to Nathan Burke. He's only had 2 kicks since the first quarter. Kane Johnson really did shut down the champ in that second term. Thompson belts the ball back inside the centre square. No really high marking options for the Saints. But the ball has been won by Moyle.
They've finally broken the line, haven't they, for the first time in 10 minutes.
Delaney runs hard and he's got it inside 50. So the Saints need a goal just to lift the confidence.
He's kicked a few goals over the last couple of weeks, KB, Tony Delaney, by coming off that half-back flank and running forward for the Saints.
Well, he's kicked 3 goals for the season. It's his 3rd chance at the big time. Started with the Bombers, went to the Dockers. Now, look, he should be going back and just pumping it straight through the goals. No need to look around. He was only kicking from 45 metres out. He's got the sun at his back. Plenty of goal space. Tony Delaney leans back, unloads, and misses to the right.
Looks like Spot Everett now has gone into the ruck, as Ozzy said before. Stuart Lowe now has gone down to full forward with Heatley playing next to him.
Just over 13 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Saints kicked their last goal at the 24-minute mark of the second term. Bassett thumps the ball long. Thompson stands his ground in front. Channel 7 Footballer of the Year last year. On hands and knees, trying to crash his way through with strength. All tied up. McLeod overruns the ball. Moyle shovel the ball out. Johnson kicked off the ground by Delaney inside 50. Moyle runs hard. Good play also by Goodwin. Kept the ball towards the line. Hart's very keen to take it over. Careful at the same time. Goodwin squeezed up on the boundary line. Tries to keep it alive. Delaney. DeHay should kick a goal. Heatley. Saints have one on the board.
All this lifetime health cover. I mean, where are you supposed to start? I mean, I know we're going to need hospital, dentist, glasses, all that sort of thing. I'm just wanting to do the right thing for the kids, you know?
Me? I got a package deal.
Yeah, but that'd cost a bit, wouldn't it?
No, it's pretty good. You might get a nice surprise.
How come you know all this?
Just spoke to the right people, I guess.
I feel better now.
Adelaide led by 15 at half-time. They now lead by 18. They've kicked 1 goal 4 to 1 goal 1. So maybe that Heatley goal could inspire the Saints, but the Crows leading by 3. Everett in the middle. Bigland's back in the centre for Adelaide. Everett the tap. Thompson couldn't get hold of it. Rashudo trying. Johnson. Bigland's. Good work, Trianides. Zilla was tough. Bickley still over it.
Gone.
No.
Well, he should have been penalised because he dragged the ball back in underneath.
He did drag it, KB.
The umpire was on the wrong side.
You never question St Kilda's commitment and their ability to have a go. Just their ability to make the right decisions at the right time. Their turnover has been very costly here today.
Well, Stuart Lowe's in the goal square at the moment. Everett doing the ruck work. Got it down. Burke is charging through. Zilla. Knowles has been creative for them. That time not so good. Costa came on the ground late in the second quarter. Johnson quick with the kick. Well, that's good strong mark from Wakeland. Up, and Ryan's got it as he looks up the ground. Not a great deal on offer. He'll go to half forward. Delaney's in front. Over the top, crashing through Carr. Goodwin in a tight spot. Good vision. Got it to Johnson. Uses smart. They're advancing now. He's almost within range. He'll set it up to the square. Welsh, a couple to beat. In front, Wakeland had the height and got it off.
And taking it away is Traianides. We've talked about his disposal. Let's have a look at... Oh, he's got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Suddenly realised he had nowhere to go. So he goes short to Everett. They had to hold it up and wait to the next line. Gave them something. And in the end, Traianides has had to run forward to give them something. Hayes is in the middle of the ground, but he'll probably go longer than that. Lowe's got to be the target, surely on 50. No, he goes shorter. And gets it out wide. Knowles' kick. Lowe was the target. Heatley couldn't take it. And Adelaide should be able to hold it up, although Bickley was well trapped then. Again, the Saints fans calling for a free. Good one, in fact. And we'll have a bounce.
Yeah, Jarman
is off.
Yeah, he's off there, KB. Having a bit of a breather. Ben Marsh on for his first run, I think, so far in this game. Just on that occasion, Jason Traianides had nowhere to go, Hutto. He caught it beautifully. He had to stop prop because there's no one down there. Stewie had to come up the ground and be a marking option.
And Marsh can be a very dangerous player. He's a very accurate kick, and he's gone to full forward, so they've got that extra height. Jarman just for 5 possessions. And a ball up inside 50 for the Saints.
You can see the frustration on the faces of experienced players like Nathan Burkhardt. They're really trying. They just can't convert.
Well, the commitment's first class, Hutto. We know that, but just their decision-making's been shocking.
Saints trail by 18 points. Costa to McLeod. Danger here for the Saints. McLeod carries the ball to centre wing. Again, wobbles the ball up towards Reynolds. Clean bowled. Peckett goes to ground. Just couldn't keep his footing. Ryan beaten this time. Big Marsh is on the ground. Got his frame in front. Vardy, a look away handball to Welsh. Sets it up wide. Here's a chance. Stenglen. It's a wild kick. Way off target. Out of bounds or behind. It's 1 point. I think Marsh is a good option up there, Doug. I'm not quite certain where you've seen him play. He's had a knee reconstruction, hurt himself last year. He is a very strong mark, and he's a beautiful kick. And Jarman just not on song so far today. But he might be a problem for the Saints with his height and marking power. Elliott, second grab, should have taken the mark. Vardy on the rebound. This could hurt the Saints. They'll close quickly. Loose ball. Perry dropped the earlier chest mark. They pile on top again. They force a ball up just 15 metres out from goal.
I think you're right, KB. If Marsh coming on, because Darryl Wakeman was going back there, he probably took 3 or 4 marks in this quarter, and with Sean Wren down at centre-half forward, you got the 2 big marking options down there. That could cause some problems for the St Kilda defence.
Tim Watson goes for the phone again. They're hanging in there, the Saints, 42-61. A 19-point ball game. Wren and Spider Everett very keen to get their bodies in front. It's an important ball up. They lock arms. There's a dangerous tap in the end by Everett. Offensive tap. Here's a chance. Biglands. Gee, he took a great mark early in the game. Over the top of Spider Everett. Looks a real prospect. This is a poor kick. Up and under. High ball. Everett takes the front position. Couldn't hang on to it. Second grab. Welsh. Kick half smothered off the boot by Hudson. Saints under pressure. Going to ground was Thompson. Tries to keep the ball aligned. Tony Brown's desperate. Again, the Crows converge quickly. Ball up 35 metres out from goal.
Inside 50 this quarter, St Kilda 4 times for only 1 goal. And for Adelaide, 12 times for the 1 goal. So Adelaide doing plenty of attacking inside 50.
Well, remembering, according to Richard Osborne, Adelaide have the breeze in this quarter out on the full. Is it still the case, Richard, down there?
Yeah, very blowy at the moment, Hutto. There's no doubt 2 or 3 goal breeze. If they can use the ball smartly this quarter, the game will be beyond St Kilda at 3-quarter time.
Adelaide have kicked 1-5 in this quarter. Wren couldn't take it. Did he cop one high? No. Elliott just got it to boot. Zilla, he's gone to ground. He's taken it under himself. But the umpires have been a little bit more reluctant in the last few weeks to pay that free kick.
Well, if you go to ground in a contest, then you're given more opportunity. It's only if you go to ground voluntary and then don't knock it out in the one action that you'll be pinged straight away.
So it's a crucial stage of the game. You really get the feeling if Adelaide can get the next 1 or 2, it could be just about all over. That's a free kick. And it's going to Rashudo, the man that dominated last week.
I wouldn't give up on the Saints. They showed last week against the Kangaroos. They were 40 points down and they kept chipping away. I don't think we can question their heart.
You can kick this, Mark Rashudo.
Well, he's setting it up, and it's not a bad kick for Biglands. Oh, good strong mark. I guess it wouldn't have been what the St Kilda defence thought on that occasion. He landed it 40 metres out from goal, 35 metres out rather than on the point of the square.
Yeah, it was a good kick there by Mark Rashudo, and what happened was Spider Everett looks like he probably is playing in the ruck, but he had to go forward to the goal square. And they get caught out. The big timber's just been too big to have for the Adelaide Crows for St Kilda.
Yeah, there's been a change down on the bench there, Richard.
Yeah, one thing a bit funny, Alan Stoneham, the St Kilda runner, has actually been ordered off with the blood rule. I don't know if that's a first in AFL football.
He's been ordered off, has he, with the blood rule?
Yeah, he's got a bit of blood on the front of his skivvy.
Well, Biglands has kicked just 1 goal this year. And that is still the case.
Didn't cut his wrist, did he?
I'm not sure, but he's going to have to change his top. There's blood all down the front of it.
Must have got splattered. Well, an unfortunate miss for the Crows. Biglands, only his 4th game, looks an impressive young player. Good size. Vardy has kicked a couple of goals, having to force it back over the line for a toss back in.
Turnovers in this quarter, guys. St Kilda had 9, 5 in the Crows forward 50, and Adelaide had 2 turnovers.
6.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The Crows constantly in attack. Sierakowski off the bench into the ruck. Ball up on 50. The Crows led by 14 points at quarter time and 15 points at half time. They led by 25 points at one stage in this 3rd term. They now lead by 20. Wren bumps the ball out towards Johnson. Smart might have been caught high. There was no free. And Tyson Edwards just points to his head, to the umpire.
I'll tell you what, KB, they missed the brilliance of Robert Harvey. I mean, we all know that, but geez, today it just stands out because his ability to use the football is absolutely correct, and he's a big bloke today, Robert Harvey.
And he's been averaging 25 possessions a game as well. Zilla, it's a hurried kick, back to the edge of the centre square. Delaney tried to take a one-hander. Carr was clever, got the run of Hayes. Stewie Lowe in front, too much carry on the ball, got bodied out of it on that occasion. McLeod. Caught, a roll of the shoulders to Hart, loose ball, clean hands needed, kicks the ball back, Spider. Oh, Tony Brown, well done.
That's an outstanding mark from Brown. They really needed to stand up there. Oh, he centres it. Thompson, Robin's in the mix as well. Robin got hands to it, but Rashudo was clever, creative too. Johnson off half-back, low. The delivery wasn't great. The hands from Bickley, excellent. Costa through the middle, Robin. And on the end of it, Biglands. His kicking's let him down a bit today. That's a thumper, though. Right to the square. Welsh stood up. And good pressure, though. Good pressure by the Saints. First Ryan, now Pickett. Carries it away. Nothing to go to. Wanted to get it over the line. Young goes in hard. Stenglein over the top. Knocked it out. Oh, Sierakowski, clever. Now Pickett kicks quickly. It'll be a downfield free. It'll be taken by Delaney, you would think. And the Saints can get it going.
Got Spider down on his own.
And gives it to Knowles instead. I think, no, we'll have to come back to Delaney. He's got Spider, as you said, up on 50. Still in good position. And did well. Buffeted it off Robin. How's his ground level work? Not good enough, I'm afraid. As McLeod gets it to Robin. He's just about gone. Johnson, oh, clean bowl. Coming through well. Knowles well wrapped up by Johnson. And the result in the end is a neutral one. Pretty much the state of play, really. Everything neutral.
Saints have just got to make better decisions. Tony Brown, when he had that kick before, he had Stewie Lowe in the goal square. Kick it to the goal square. That's the hot spot. You've got a guy there who can take a great mark. Why have a centering kick that goes about 30 metres to a big pack of players?
You're right, KB.
You've just got to make better decisions. McLeod, thought he was under pressure, so he just belted the ball back towards centre wing. Trianides has won a fair bit of the ball. He's had it 16 times in 5 marks. Beckley, 65 metres out. Kicks to the goal square. He's looking for a lucky bounce. Great kick off the ground. Vardy's got 3.
Saw this guy on TV the other day, and do you know what he said? Less is more. No way. More is more.
More relaxation.
More fun. More value. Get more for your money at McDonald's.
There's no better choice when it comes to car insurance.
Well, kicking a goal not good enough, apparently, for Adelaide. Vardy straight away off the ground, but he's increased their lead to 26 points. Jarman on. It wasn't a great bounce in the middle. Everett got the Saints moving at least out of the centre. The handball was good from Knowles. Young goes low, in the low direction. And he takes the mark. And he's well within range.
It's about the first time they've gone direct out of the centre, down the corridor. I reckon the first time.
Stark, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just absolutely the right way to go about. They won the ball out of the centre. Matthew Young used the ball beautifully, and there's the first time they've gone down the corridor.
So Stuart Lowe. Really, the picture's telling a great story there of the pressure on Stuart Lowe here. And those pictures tell the great story of the result. It's really been a game of who's going to make the least errors almost, hasn't it? It's really been a game of who's going to make the least errors almost, hasn't it? When you look on the scoreboard and see 9 goals 14 to 6-7. Seen some real chances go begging, particularly in this quarter by Adelaide in front of goal. Everett did well then to get it down. Another chance created for the Saints. Young, and they've just done well to push McLeod across half-back for a lot of the game. But Delaney with a chance. He's gone well. That's a good kick. That's a good kick. And Tony Brown is dead in front.
Yeah, great vision there by Tony Delaney. Good play by Stuart Lowe to come down the ground and create that opportunity. There's Tony Brown now in his third kick. Good hands there across two from Andrew Thompson. Get the ball across. Good vision to find Tony Brown having his third kick. Got to kick the goal.
Well, 30 out. There's no excuses from there to miss, and there's none needed. He's put it through.
Get all the weekend action fresh from the field in sport on Monday. Your health, fitness and fashion. Fresh ideas in lifestyle every Tuesday. Great taste, it's what South Australia's famous for, and it's hot off the presses in food and wine on Wednesday. Plus all the latest local news and world news. Fresh every day. The Advertiser. Fresh daily.
Well, the Saints drag it back to a 19-point ball game. They trailed by 15 points at halftime. So that horror third quarter, they've been able to put on hold, which has been their bogey quarter during the course of the year. And that might give them some heart going into the last quarter. Just over 2 minutes left in this third term. Big Spider comes charging in. Bigland's got his hands on the ball. Taken away by Spider. Gives it across. Zilla pumps the ball inside 50. Stewie Lowe was caught napping as Bassett belts the ball back. Spider. Everett should have taken the mark. We've seen a few drop marks today. Does a 360. Prosciutto has kicked a couple of goals. Rockets the ball out wide. Lenny Hayes has it kicked out of his hands. Bickley on the charge. Forces the ball forward. Scotty Welsh comes out. Playing the ball along in front. Bickley. Impossible angle. Puts it through from behind. It was team lifting stuff. Hit the ball hard and followed it up all the way to the pocket. And would have been a great goal.
No doubt. He's just a great captain in here, I mean. Just that passage of play there. He just keeps pushing the ball forward. That was brilliant play by the skipper.
So Peckett takes his time. He'll get the hurry up from the umpire. Kicks the ball long. Wakeland's a target, so Sierakowski. Stenglen flew in front. Thompson pounced on it, gave it across to Ryan, who started virtually at centre-half forward playing on Rodman. Smart. Great player for the Crows. Been a wonderful career, approaching 200 games. Tyson Edwards is quick. Used it well to McLeod. The playmaker across half-back. Kane Johnson on the burst through the centre square to the half-forward line. This is a shocking kick. Now, on the reach was Wakeland. Couldn't take it. Stenglen, again, too much carry on the ball. Great tackle. Got support by Zilla, who ran hard to Burke. It's been quiet since the first quarter. To centre half forward, Stewie Lowe's territory. Tries to take a one-hander. Thumped away by Bassett, the consummate defender. Smart on the boundary line. Burke wants to set it up. Squeezed up on the line. Robin, clever play. The Saints keep it alive. Young, 45 metres out. Stewie Lowe wants to play on the Spider. Kick a goal. He does. Saints alive at Colonial Stadium.
A premiere special inside the jewel of Europe's natural world, where two of Europe's largest predators are fighting to survive. A culmination of 2 years filming. Missing Links premieres on John Revell's World Around Us tonight.
81 hostages in Alcatraz. One criminal can save them.
You know The Rock. You broke out.
Sean Connery and Oscar winner Nicolas Cage.
They're dead.
The Rock, Sunday on 7.
3 goals to the Spider. Been a fascinating battle. Rodman's had plenty of it. He's had 19 possessions. They haven't always been directly opposed. Bigland's also been influential. Last 30 seconds of the third quarter. Can either side add to their totals? Maybe the Saints, or was it a throw? It's given as a throw, so it'll be Adelaide with the last scoring opportunity of the quarter. The clock is on 21 seconds. They won't know that. You'd think the Saints defenders would want to push back now and just clog it up. And they haven't really done that. Sean Wren takes the mark. There's plenty of open spaces down there at full forward. Welsh is pretty good one-on-one. Wakeland topped it close. Oh, Jarman, on better days, he would have picked it up and screwed it over the shoulder and nailed it. But it's been pretty quiet for him today. Just the 1 goal, 5 possessions. Tim Watson coming down. He'll hope they can erode these last 8 seconds. 14 points is the margin. Adelaide in front. Wren grabs it. Oh, he had a scoring chance. Still might go. Dribbling kick. Burke, if he gets it clear, it'll just about be the siren. There it goes. So we've got a contest on our hands. Tim Watson, even though they only cut the margin by 1 point for that quarter, I think would be pretty happy. They've got the breeze in the last quarter here at Colonial Stadium. And at the moment, it is 9:15.69 to 8:7.55. Spider Everett's kicked 3. Jason Heatley 2. Brown, Knowles and Davis the singles. And for the leaders, a much bigger spread of goal kickers. 3 to Peter Barty. Kicked 2 in that quarter. And singles to Jarman, Rodman, Welsh, Perry, Bickley and Rashuto. What do you think, Doug?
Well, mate, St Kilda's right in this. I don't know doubt about that. We saw them last week, as we mentioned a couple of times, against the Kangaroos. They just won't lie down. If Stuart Lowe can get his hands on a bit of football up in the forward line, he's a very important player for them. And Burke gets back into the game. They're the 2 players, certainly, as we've known on many times, with the St Kilda side.
Well, Watson and Ayres. Let's find out what will happen after the break in the last quarter.
Nobody knows the places, nobody knows the faces. Nobody knows Adelaide, nobody knows Adelaide. Like 7.
My daddy always says,
good things come in small packages.
And he's right.
It's a lot like you.
More service.
More speed.
More value. Get more for your money at McDonald's.
This lifetime health cover. Yeah? For me, it's all so simple. Really? What I did, I got myself a package. Dentist, chiropractor. It gives you all sorts of advantages. Hey, you like the gym? I think I join the gym soon. You get packages for families, couples, singles. Hey, I know you. You give me good advice. I tell everybody. I feel better now.
The Atlanta Games gave the Olympic family a chance to pay its respect to one of its greatest sons. Muhammad Ali is given the honor of lighting the flame. Then Ali is handed a gold medal. It replaces the 1960 light heavyweight gold he threw away in a protest against racism. In the pantheon of sport, there is a special place reserved for Muhammad Ali.
7's personal best, proudly brought to you by Dunlop Tyres.
Sunday love shines around me like a million suns. It calls me on and on across the universe. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna.
Want to win 2 seats at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games? Not just any seats, the best seats. At Stadium Australia, you and the one you love will see the opening ceremony and both 100-metre finals. Simply buy 2 or more Dunlop tyres before July the 1st. You'll also get the best seats for 16 swimming finals. Even your airfares and accommodation are on us. The Dunlop Tyres Best Seats in the House competition. From your Olympic supporter, Dunlop Tyres.
Oh, yeah, I've tipped it. Yeah? Well, if I pick you up at about 12...
can't wait to see what Jarman's going to do today.
Jarman again, round the body, down to...
Official AFL gear. Get into it.
You really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing now. Yeah, you really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing now. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't night. You really got
The powerful Magna V6. One drive and you're hooked.
On Today Tonight, diet pills.
I was surprised how easy it was.
The ones that work.
I've gone down 3 or 4 sizes.
And those that don't.
They're not a quick fix.
And how easy they are to get, even if you don't need them.
No real questions asked.
6:30 Monday.
And a pretty solid crowd at Colonial, and they're all looking forward to this last quarter. I think we all are after what we saw in that third quarter. A real struggle. Adelaide wasted opportunities. As you can see, they kicked 2 goals, 7, and St Kilda kicked 3-2. So the Crows lead by 14. Going into this last quarter, Vardy the main multiple for Adelaide, the rest singles, and Everett has been the main provider for the Saints in front of goal.
7 Sport hope you're enjoying this match as part of the Coca-Cola AFL Premiership Season 2000.
So shortly down to Richard Osborne, who'll have Peter Banfield with him as the Saints get ready for the last quarter. Aussie.
Pete, got that feeling that Adelaide really could have blown that game up in the third quarter, but your boys hung in there. You would have been pretty happy with that.
Yeah, we're pretty happy. They didn't put us away, and we're really confident that we can outrun them and outwork them in this last quarter, so we're very positive.
And Tim's message to the boys at three-quarter time?
Just run and win the footy.
Thanks, mate. Good luck.
And Aussie, the wind situation going into the last quarter?
Yeah, it's still very blowy. No doubt St Kilda have got the wind advantage, so, only 14 points down. The game's there to be won.
Yes, it certainly is. They finished very strongly against the Kangaroos last week. What do you think, Doug? Which way will it go?
Well, I'm going to stick with the Adelaide Crows hut at this stage. I'd just like to see the St Kilda forward line open up wide. Have Stuart Lowe down there and give Jason Heatley plenty of room to lead into. That's what suits his style of play.
So 9:15 to 8-7. And again, Everett is in the ruck, as Dougie said, Lowe at full forward. Zilla, Thompson in the middle with Burke. And Ben Marsh into the ruck for the Crows. Thompson got the quick kick. Pushing forward Carr. The feed was all right. Now Hayes going very wide. Knowles did well at the start of the last quarter. Fighting for it. Burke got it out very wide. Low. They had to be cleaner with their disposal. It was pretty tough, though. A lot of players around the ball. Is that a high tackle or a ball up?
I think a ball up there, Hutto. For St Kilda win this game, KB, they've got to get the ball out of the centre and they're going to go straight down the centre, straight down the corridor to have any hope of win this game. You can't go out wide.
Rob Brenoy tapped it. You think he was trying to tap it to Thompson. He set it up for Campbell. Not a bad kick. And Campbell takes a good overhead mark.
It was a very good kick because Campbell had a break of 3 or 4 metres on his opponent, Andrew McLeod, and the ball was out in front. It was a very, very good kick.
Just where he wanted a perfect kick by Thompson then.
Well, Andrew McLeod was so damaging, really, for the whole match, but in that third quarter, particularly of half-back. So whoever's playing on him has to be accountable. But most importantly, for Campbell, he has to kick the goal, and he has.
Today, Jane uncovers a fresh produce garden with some very tasty wares.
This is to die for.
Plus, John samples the secrets of Coonawarra, a graveyard cruise at the port, and Noola's up to something fishy. Discover 5:30 today on 7.
Turn you and your garden greener. Learn the do's and don'ts of great compost. It's a real money saver.
It's the best and cheapest way to improve the soil.
And a bedroom makeover on a budget? We'll show you just how easy it is on Better Homes Tuesday.
Saints have dragged it back to an 8-point ball game. They trailed by 25 points during that third term. Speaking to Tim Watson before the start of the season, he said, I picked up this guy called Freddie Campbell. I think he can play a bit. Well, he kicked him a goal when it was needed. Risciuto to Johnson. Kicks the ball back inside 50. Sirakoski spent a lot of time on the bench. Now's the time to stand up and be counted. Goes wide. It'll have to be a good kick. Young should have taken the mark. 3 against 1. Danger for the Saints. Steglen kicks to the square. This could bounce. Sirakoski wants to keep it alive. close to the line. Vardy is going for his 4th goal.
Out of bounds. Tell you what, the boundary umpire made that call from a long... I think he was right, but he made it from a long, long way away.
Well, he was over the line.
He was over.
He was on eggshells a bit, David Sierakowski, because he didn't want to really carry the ball across the line. He was frightened of being pinged. So a chance from the Crows. A throw in, Wren to do the ruck work. Peckett, Trianides, kicks the ball back towards the half-back flank. Risciuto running with the flight. Kicked a goal in the second term. He's kicked a couple of behinds as well. Goes short, looks for Tyson Edwards, a dangerous player. Is quick, can kick a goal. Too far out to score. Big Wren's getting back to the goal square. The lead is on. He was looking for Benke. Thompson's done well. He's been very good in this last quarter to Knowles. On the burst, the Saints. Zilla to centre half forward. Here comes Big Stewie Campbell.
Free kick.
Now he's got the free kick.
Gee, that was great play by Tony Delaney down that back line, just to get his hand to the football there, because the pass was certainly on. And good play by Campbell.
Now it's a one-on-one contest. He's looking for Heatley. He was forced under the ball. It wasn't a good option. Again, he should have gone for the square. At least he had Stewie Lowe plonked on the line. Tyson Edwards. This could hurt now the Saints. Comes away, a couple of bounces. Time for think music. The mind is ticking over. The lead is on. Wren's out in front. Good defensive play by Sierakowski. Strong body work. Tyson closed quickly. Wren now desperate at ground level. And they'll ball it up.
Geez, he's been good, David Sierakowski, since going back there to play on the big Sean Wren. He's been very, very good. He's kicked before, quite went to Matthew Young, but Young dropped the mark. He should have took 2.
Well, the tension for both coaches must be unbearable. Gary Ayres experienced one last week. Saints came home but couldn't do it over the Kangaroos. Oh, that's a bad turnover. And Risciuto might make them pay. He's a big kick. He is a thumping kick. He is a huge kick.
Here's a couple who are preparing for a family extension.
Into this mess. Mum, it'll be lovely. We've got a beautiful little freeze to go around.
And here's the Mitre 10 specialist
I recommend Axec.
with all the advice you
Own
need.
brand, stain resistant. Yeah, something that's stain resistant.
Easy to
Very
clean.
good value, and in all the colours that you can see there. We'd cut in around the corners, then fill in the main area with the roller.
From a store that understands it's not just the low price,
I told you it would be perfect.
it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
It's been a 14-point ball game for virtually the entire game. They led by 14 at quarter time, 15 at half time, and 14 at three-quarter time, and still the Crows by 14 points. Thompson inspired in this last quarter. Zilla at ground level works hard, just shovel the ball out. Lenny Hayes wants a free and he'll get it. He's on the edge of the centre square.
Good decision. Kim Costa dragged the ball back under. Umpire right.
Gee, McLeod could have given away 50 then.
Hayes, an up and under kick. Stewie Lowe works his way to the front. Hart, big fist away. Lucks of fortune, ricochets in the arms of Marsh. Dribbles the ball out. He was looking for Perry. Vardy's been dangerous. He's booted 3. He'll want to keep the ball alive. Peckett squeezed on the line. Now the boundary umpire has signalled this is out now. He's going to go to the central umpire, which is good play because we've had a boundary umpire this year who didn't do that, and he got suspended.
I thought it was still in, KB. I don't think it went out.
Well, the umpire made his decision and got across to the field umpire very, very quickly. McLeod tickles the ball along. Nathan Burke.
The reality is, though, KB, in this day and age, boundary umpires cannot keep up with the pace of the play.
Just moves too quick.
Boundary throw in on 50. So a chance for the Crows. Wren wants to feed it off. It was clever play. Gallagher, fresh legs, kicks to the pocket. Too much carry, it's out on the full.
Well, they've got a few with fresh legs, haven't they? Gallagher and Marsh, who came on and into the ruck. Hudson transferring play. Again, putting the pressure on, and they couldn't mark. It was Trianides this time. Bickley able to just get the little handball off. And the shot at goal is just off target from Gallagher. So all of a sudden, after St Kilda started with the first goal, it's Adelaide that have had a lot of the footy in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I just wonder why would he kick to Traianides, who's against 2 opponents on that occasion. The kick had to be absolutely 100% spot on. It wasn't.
Well, Pickett's had his problems kicking in this afternoon. Wakeland was the target. He couldn't pull it down. No, he has pulled it down. According to the umpire. So Wakeland to take it, and he'll go inboard to Young. He's got Ziller in short, but he might go longer. Yes, he goes longer. Low. He read it pretty well, Stewie. Yes, he did. And he's almost within range. Waverley Park, you've seen him pump these goals in the past. This one's going to sit up. It's got the carry. It's there. We've got a ball game.
Well, I love my kids, and I'm into all things Greek.
And you're always at the beach.
I really like the beach. My name is Toulazaris, and this is my .com.
There's one place where all your interests come together. Telstra.com. It's your .com.
Well, Jason Heatley kicked 6 goals last week against the Kangaroos. He's kicked 2 today. He's just gone to the interchange bench. Chad Davis has come on. Spider Everett in the ruck against Marsh. You get the feeling one more goal, it will just completely lift the spirit of the Saints. Delaney overruns the ball. Robin's been a good player today. Goes wide. Gallagher, a fingertip mark. Impressive young player last year. Just in his 2nd season, a good option to Goodwin. An unobtrusive player. Kicks back towards the half-forward line. Peckett thought he might have been held. Wakeland takes the mark. Crows by 9 points. Carr caught behind. Trying to claim the mark was Rodman, and he's got it.
That was a pretty poor option, wasn't it, really, coming out of defence?
21 possessions and 6 marks today to Matthew Rodman. Nigel Smart is on centre wing, goes short and finds Benke. So the loose player's been set up. Hutchton couldn't close quickly enough, and Perry's got it. He's on 50. Kicked a goal in the 2nd quarter. He's also kicked 2 behinds. Big Wren is in the square. Spider's coming down to lend some height, and Big Marsh is with him as well. An important play. Perry, a high ball, a big kick. It's going right to the line. He's kicked a goal. Magnificent.
It can happen at any time. You're building a bridge or moving a fridge and you feel like you're just gonna burst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. You're shoveling sand or building a dam. You can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Well, Adelaide has tried Burton and McGregor and several other young players in their search for a big, tall forward. Young Perry has been outstanding today. McLeod moved into the middle, get them going, and long and strong again. They come charging. Oh, everyone knocked down, but Welsh, and he's missed. He's hit the post. Oh, I think he had more time than he knew.
I got a feeling his body momentum was taking too far over the line.
Fair point. Fair point. They all went crashing down.
They didn't stop.
That was actually, he did quite well.
He did very well.
To try and get some balance.
Memories of Percy Jones. The clearance has been problems over St Kilda. They haven't been able to clear their defence. And again, they had trouble. Gallagher's kick to McLeod.
Vardy.
And he's all on his own too. Peckett just got there. Did he get a free kick for a high tackle? No. Benke, well wrapped up, threw that away. Young just disposed of it in time. Delaney backed himself. Chris dragged down, holding the ball. Holding the ball against Delaney.
You just thought Spider was going to come in and shepherd here. It just wasn't quick enough to get in and give him a chop out there. And a good tackle by Kim Costa.
Well, the pass is very wide. But Goodwin is a left footer. So it'd be a chance here. And this would Just about spell the end for the Saints. Oh, looked good off the boot. He's pushed it across a little bit, just too far. And a behind again, the result. So Adelaide's kicking 11-18.
You just wonder when they're going to go now, St Kilda, from this kick out. Just get a video of their last goal. Matthew Young kicked the ball 60 metres to Stuart Lowe. Show the players all week next week. This is how you do it.
Well, their kick-ins have been a disaster, really, overall, haven't they?
Yep.
Trianides knocking it on. Oh, Hudson. Was he ridden into the ground? No. Free kick going to Gallagher. And he can send the Crows forward. He's really been very lively since he came on the ground. Gets it to centre-half forward. Smart, Benke. They both flew. Zilla, Rashudo, been strong at crucial times this afternoon. Smart somehow found it through to Bickley. Saints had numbers there, but Trianides couldn't beat Gallagher. Knowles takes it to the line. It's over and out.
Gee, I like the look of this young David Gallagher. I saw him a couple of times last year play for Adelaide. I don't think he's played a lot of footy this year, but I tell you, he's hard on the football, well balanced and good school level. Very good player.
His first game this year. He was pretty good last year, Gallagher. Norwich Rising Star nomination as well. Young boy from Paran Dragons. Lenny Hayes kicks the ball long. Looking for Carr. I thought he might have held the grab. Might have had enough purchase on the ball. Does well at ground level, edge of the centre square. Centre half forward. Great kick. Spider's got it on 50. Unloads. Big bomb. Stewie Lowe in front. Worked the big frame in front. Freddie Campbell ricochets off his leg and through for a behind. 1-1 to Freddie Campbell. Major goal kickers today for Adelaide. 3 to Peter Vardy, 2 to Ian Perry and 2 to Mark Rashudo. 3 to Spider Everett, 2 to Jason Heatley, who I think, Richard, is still on the interchange bench.
Yes, that's right, KB.
Smart was the target on the kick-in. McLeod becomes their outlet, and Marsh was just wandering around down on the wing. Suddenly they've got the numbers. Lucky bounce for Marsh, but he can do a lot with it. Oh, the kick was low. He had the right idea. Wren, was he shoved in the back? Peckett off the ground, follows it up. Just a fumble at the crucial stage. Numbers with Adelaide. Vardy winds into it and misses away to the right.
Just thought Justin Peckett then, when you're under enormous pressure, when you try and bend down to pick the football up, either you get the ball or you kick it off the ground and get out of your area. Got to make sure of it.
Still plenty of time for the Saints. Just a tick under 10 minutes left in this final quarter. 68 plays, 85.
Must be a blood rule here, is there?
No, it was actually a pair of the trainer's scissors were in the middle of the ground, so just removing them.
Peckett again pumps the ball wide, 2 against 1. Rashudo, those quick hands, the raging bull. To McLeod, wonderful vision. Bickley, the skipper, the playmaker. Perry. They've got some impressive young players. I like the look of Biglands. I like the look of Perry. Gallagher is quick, some fresh legs.
But again, the kick-ins.
Kick-in again, yeah, I know, Huddy, you touched on it a few times, mate. I know.
Don't know how to do it.
No, it's been very costly. You've got to bring it up when it happens all the time. Simple as that.
Crows by 17 points. Make that 23.
With an incredible deadline.
It's not happening. It's not happening at all.
It's too hot for this. On an unbelievably low budget.
Crikey, how many more of these?
Wednesday, join Better Homes and Gardens Graham Ross and our expert team as they turn gardens from hell.
This is revolting.
Into an affordable masterpiece.
You think James will like that?
Without one owner ever knowing. The expert advice and the clever ideas that will save you both time and money. On 7's all-new series, Ground Force.
Get out of my house!
Starts Wednesday, 7:30 on 7.
So Tim Watson staring at another defeat here at Colonial. Still time for them, but they'll need to turn things around very quickly. Just hard to see the passage they're going to get to goal. Lowe's now at centre-half forward and Everett at full forward. So they have got scoring options. Burke and Thompson all playing in the forward line along with Campbell. So he's thrown all his class players up forward. And the danger of that, obviously, is that they might not be able to get the ball down there. Now they've got a chance. Elliott, the centre-half forward. Burke's in front. Competitive, but unable to take it. Smart. Burke, he just kept on going. Hayes was crunched. McLeod took them on and rode the bump beautifully. Done some important things. Bassett has also done some good things for them. And Rashudo, just so tough and strong. Been a bit quiet in it, but he was pushed forward and kicked a couple of goals when they needed them. That's not a great... Oh, it isn't as bad as I thought. Just landing in.
That was a terrific mark by Rashudo.
Oh,
it was just
mark.
upper body strength, wasn't it? To just get your body in front and just roll yourself at the right time, take the crunch from behind and take the big grab. Bigland's on the interchange bench there.
And Darren
Jarman,
yep.
young Stegland. Jarman's only had the 5 possessions today, kicked the 1 goal. Chance for the Crows. Johnson did a great job on Nathan Burke, who killed the Crows in the first quarter. Elliott got his hands on the ball. Tony Brown tried to crash his way through. Might have been a high tackle on Costa.
Yeah, it was. Not paid, though.
So the Crows have answered every challenge by the Saints. They lead by 23 points after leading by 14 points at 3/4 time. Heatley warming up on the boundary line. He's kicked a couple of goals. Elliott got his fist to the ball. It was pinched that time by Johnson. To Perry. Been a dangerous player with 3 goals. The race is on. Hart, youngest player ever to play for the Crows. 3 times All-Australian. Comes away and drills it. Finds Goodwin. Such an underrated player.
Been a great player, Hart, any KB, over many years now. I mean, All-Australian on a few occasions. Just does the right things all the time.
It's the ball wide. Bassett showed tremendous courage. Welsh, the crumb up. Squeezed in the pocket. Wren couldn't quite get there. And finally forced through for a behind. Bassett there. Just feeling a little bit weary. It was a brave attempt.
Trianides is taking this kick in for St Kilda. Probably just adapting to circumstances, but that's a good kick in, I think. No, it's... Well, the idea was right. The target was Elliott, who was on his own, but Costa just got there, and it was a great effort. Kicks it into the pocket. Good spoil in the end from Wakeland. Just got it away from Welsh. Brown. Ryan. The foot pass had to be better than that. It wasn't. McLeod initial fumble, but not the second time. Not sure about that kick either. Elliott. Benke measured it pretty well. And another behind conceded.
Tim Elliott on 2 occasions there. The kick out, he caught it right. The kick out from Trianides was pretty good. You've got to take the football. You can't stand there and wait for the football. Kim Costa read the ball beautifully, but you've got to run at the ball and try and make an attempt to mark it.
25-point ball game. Wakeland still virtually in the back pocket. Still time for the Saints. Just over 6 minutes. They need a quick goal. Smart. Clean hands on centre wing.
Not enough run in their play, though, is there really, to see them getting home?
To centre-half forward, Perry, a dangerous player. And a very exciting one. Well, all of a sudden, things are starting to happen for the Crows. They lost their first 5 games. Belted Hawthorn. Great comeback last week over Port Adelaide. Has lifted the confidence. And this young man playing his first game for the year has booted 3 goals, just a couple of games last year, so he's only playing his 6th game of his career.
Tim Elliott there, KB, should have punched the ball. He tried to mark it from behind. He's made 3 blues in the last minute, which is very costly for St Kilda. You've got to punch the ball. You've got to be harder at the ball.
Perry from 45 metres out. He's pushed it left. 3 goals, 3 to Ian Perry.
Well, Trianides again with the kicking in on us. Goes short. Oh, no. Went to Hayes, and look, the option wasn't great in the first place. The disposal was pretty ordinary. Elliott off the ground. Carr coming on. don't know where this leaves Tim Watson.
I'll tell you what it does, Hutto and KB, you've coached before, KB. It means next week, the whole week, you just do schoolwork, until you just get sick of it. That's what's cost them today, the school level. And plus, Adelaide's been very good. Don't worry about that as well.
So Vardy, who's had 11 touches, he's kicked 3 goals, 2 this afternoon. Well, another behind. Gee, I tell you what, if Adelaide were to have lost this match, their kicking a goal would be the main reason. 12-23 to 10-8. Just under 5 minutes. They've gone back to Peckett to kick in, and he's gone to try and eat his. Well, they're just trying things that they're clearly, at this stage, not capable of executing. Now, I know it's a confidence thing, but anyway. Rashudo. Hayes, was that out of bounds? No. Wren, got crows everywhere. One of them
good kick.
was in the pocket.
Kick. It was a terrific kick, wasn't it, Vardy?
Wastes no time. Perry's going to have another. Oh, he dropped a plum pud. An absolute sinner. Then he plays on and gets the handball away. And the Saints will get out of trouble, at least just for the moment. Knowles presented himself, but he was outnumbered. Benke, who I like the look of. Hart, who's been outstanding today in that last line. Kept last week's 6 goalkeeper Heatley down to 2. Robbrun's had plenty of the footy, 22 touches in fact. He's taken 7 marks and kicked 1 goal 1. Bickley's had 18 possessions, taken 4 marks and kicked 1 goal 1. And Bassett, who's been great out of defence, takes his 6th mark and kicks a goal to break the drought. Well, it took a full back to kick the goal, Dougie.
Well, Anthony, what do you say about St Kilda? Unbelievable. Since half-time, Adelaide have kicked 6 goals, 15 behind since half-time. So there you go. What do you say about the Saints? I mean, their skill levels ain't up to it. You're at the elite level of the AFL. You've got to be a lot better than today's performance. A lot of hard work in front of them.
Crows by 33 points. Ball kicking, 13-23 to 10-8. Perry's booted 3 goals. Vardy's got 3. And Everett also 3 for the Saints. We go into attack. Goodwin got a bad bounce. Burke got a beauty. Again, it's a poor kick. Too much carry on the ball for Spider, who's in front of Marsh. Now it's a tough contest. Kicked off the ground by Hart.
Inside 50 KB in this quarter. St Kilda 7, Adelaide 18.
Well, the figures tell the story.
No doubt.
Marsh and Spider to do battle. Well read by McLeod. Just tumbles the ball. Taken away by Kane Johnson. Been a very important play, and there's a very good grab taken by Stewie Lowe, who started at centre-half back. He's battled pretty bravely today. He's taken 7 marks. He's had 15 possessions and kicked a goal. Kicks a big ball, looking for Spider. There was 3 against 1. Freddie Campbell trying to weave a little bit of magic. Ball thumped forward to Beckley, to the run of McLeod. The mind is really ticking over. Kicks it to space. Here comes Wren. He's on 50. Can he get around Sierakowski? Goes to the knees. Welsh keeps the ball alive. A check side kick. Vardy looks dangerous, pulled off the ball. And finally over the line for a boundary throw-in. Just over 2 minutes left.
Well, Adelaide can laugh about it. Peter Vardy, 3 goals 3, has been one of the culprits, I guess, in front of goal. That has certainly given them something. Stuart Lowe, Trianides, Burke, Lowe, Wakeland, Burke, Brown. 2 minutes remaining for the Saints and the Crows. And so still St Kilda will be winless after 8 rounds of football. Just the 1 draw against the West Coast Eagles. Everett will get to this contest just, but Robbrun takes another mark, and that's mark number 8. McLeod into Cantor now, isn't it? Goodwin, it's just like training. Smart, Oh, I think he outsmarted himself then, Nigel. McLeod goes searching, and Sean Wren gives the answer. He's going to pass it. No, he can't. So the umpire will have to come back. Sean Wren's game this afternoon, 5 kicks, 4 handballs, 4 marks, 2 tackles and 2 behinds.
You know, that's a real big game, Hutto. Sean Wren to his standards. So it's good signs for Adelaide with a big fella not really dominating the game, which he certainly has done in the past.
Still really recovering, and it's a slow process back, it seems, from his knee problems. It's a wobbly old kick. We probably haven't paid enough attention to the wind this afternoon, which has obviously affected both teams in their kicking at goal. It'll be interesting to hear after the game what the players have to say about that, about the effect of the wind, because probably the first time here at Colonial that we had a match that's actually been affected by the wind. You're shaking your head, KB, eh?
Well, I don't know whether you can blame some of the kicking that we've seen today on the wind. I mean, it's not as if it's blowing a gale.
See that?
You might be poor at execution.
Well, it is blowing
execution, but
it's a very windy day outside. It doesn't look like it out at this stadium, but it is a very
Look at this. Bassett pumps it long. Welsh is going to kick a goal. He's got 2. It's an enclosed stadium, and the stadium goes all around here at Colonial. I wouldn't think the wind at ground level would have a great deal of effect. I wouldn't be blaming the wind. I'd be blaming the players just for their lack of skill in finding a target, and probably just as important, just making very poor decisions.
Ozzy, what do you reckon down there?
Well, I suppose we'd really need to ask the players about that. But from where I sit, it does feel very blowy. But I don't know, I just feel St Kilda's decision-making's been very poor all day long.
Don't be too easy on the players, Ozzy. Have a look at the day. The sun is shining. We're in a beautiful stadium. You haven't got any mud on the ground. The ground is absolutely magnificent. You're full-time professional footballer, and you can't kick at 25 metres. You want to blame the wind. Tony Brown pumps the ball long. Getting back, Big Marsh. He's got it in front of Spider.
Well, I succeeded in
Fair dinkum. How soft,
with KB.
How soft are we getting in football these days?
You can't find a target from 20 metres.
Can we shut the roof in case we get a spot of rain?
I'm with you, KB. You little beauty. 750 games between both of us. We know a bit about it.
Well, there's 750 between all 3 of us.
Siren sounds. Big win for the Crows. They've won 3 on the trot. A disappointed Tim Watson. Saints yet to win a game. Just that one drawn game against the West Coast Eagles. They were brave today, but they were simply outclassed by the Adelaide Crows. 14-24 to 10-8.
Yes, Stuart Lowe again. I guess showing all how St Kilda feel, just frustration and not knowing what to do next.
I'll tell you what, Hutto, if they've kicked straight Adelaide, they win by probably 15 goals. I mean, here we are, they've had 38 scoring shots to only 18. They've had 20 more scoring shots.
Richard Osborne's out in the middle.
Well, Mark, a bit of a struggle, but a good win in the end for the boys.
Yeah, we were good at the ball, we're hard at the ball today, but we just couldn't use it for some reason. It's pretty swirly out here in the stadium, but yeah, we just couldn't use the ball well at all.
We discussed that all day, the wind. Was it a factor today with the school level?
Yeah, it was quite funny. We trained here yesterday and it wasn't too bad, but I suppose with the pretty gusty winds outside, it was really swirly, and I think both sides found it hard to use the ball.
Second win in a row, obviously the team is starting to build some momentum. That's good for the season ahead.
Yeah, it's actually the 3rd in a row now, so we're starting to get back a bit of ground from the shocking start we had, and hopefully we can keep going now.
All right, mate, thanks for your time. Good boy.
Thanks, Ozzy. And Mark Prosciutto, outstanding last week and pretty good today. Just a good, consistent effort, really, by the Crows, all through their lines. When you look at the stats, Dougie, on the Mitsubishi Motors stats sheet, there's Peter Everett.
Yeah, big spine. He was pretty reasonable today. I mean, he played up forward, went into ruck. I mean, he kicked 3 goals and certainly tried his best. Jason Hootley probably didn't get the ball delivered as well as he would like, particularly early in the game where he only kicked the 2 goals. But outside of that, they really had no real forward. It was very damaging down there. I mean, that's the key to the St Kilda side. And as we've touched on many times, their use of the football today and their decision-making, I think, was terrible. It may have been windy out there, but you've got to find your targets. May it be 20 metres, may it be 50 metres.
They had momentum in the last quarter. Freddie Campbell had the ball here on 50. They trailed by 8 points at that stage. He went short. I think he looked for Peter Everett from memory instead of going long to the square, or even kick a goal himself, or Heatley it was. He'd already just kicked a nice goal, Freddie Campbell. If they kicked that goal, they're within 2 points. They've kicked 2 goals in a row. The momentum would have been there, and who knows what the final result would have been. But it was symptomatic of St Kilda today that every time they looked like they were going to threaten, they'd make a mistake.
So the Adelaide Crows, no emotion really shown by Gary Ayres as he came down this time compared to last week. A totally different scenario, of course. And the Adelaide Crows going off 14 goals, 24, 108 to 10-8, 68.
And some good signs, I think, Anthony, for the Adelaide Crows. Perry today, his first game, he booted 3 goals. Red Bigland's just in his 4th game. Looks like he's a player of immense talent and a great future. Gallagher, we know, is a fine young player. Norwich Rising Star nomination last year. His first game today came on and added a bit of pace. Stingland looks like he's got ability. We know Big Marsh is coming back from a couple of knee reconstructions, so they've got a bit of size around the ground and a couple of young players who look like they've got a bit of speed as well. So, you know, all of a sudden they lost that first 5 games. They've shown a lot of heart and a lot of confidence in themselves to come back to win 3 on the trot. And I think there is a nice little nucleus there of players. And Darren Jarman didn't play well today, just 5 possessions. So imagine how much better they're going to be.
So the Crows triumphing here today at Colonial Stadium. Gary Ayres, I think, not overly over the moon with that performance. Neither Darren Jarman. They have a bit of a chuckle and a laugh. Adelaide 14-24 defeated St Kilda 10-8 at Colonial.
They conquered the auditions.
Are you serious?
They conquered their first album.
#1 single.
Now it's their biggest moment yet. Bardo live in concert. A special 1-hour Pop Stars, Sunday on 7.
Hey, mate, get a look at that. What does that say?
Don't trust just
anyone.
Don't trust just anyone with your repair. Don't trust just anyone with your repair.
Be sure you see the sign and put your car in the hands of an RAA-approved repairer.
How do you get the most comfortable seat in the house? Get it tailor-made to the exact contours of your body. And the only company to tailor-make your perfect chair is the Posture Care Chair Company. They individually measure your chair for optimum support. Here, here, here. In fact, everywhere.
Right now, save $200, save $300, save up to $500 on a Posture Care chair.
I've had my Posture Care chair for over 10 years. The Posture Care Chair Company. Call now for a free in-home measure and quote. What are you waiting for?
Westpac's helping us teach our children Olympic ideals, like teamwork and achievement. Westpac's Olympic Youth Program is giving us the tools we need to teach our children ideals that will help them throughout their lives.
To present the award, Susie O'Neill.
Think Olympic ideals will help our kids achieve in life?
I might never be an Olympic athlete, but at least I can think like one.
I see a man. He comes for you.
Don't worry, he'll be back soon. It's a boy thing.
With so many copies of the hottest new releases, they will be in-store or you'll rent them free. That's the Blockbuster promise. Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
Sarah Homes are the design innovators for holiday homes, weekenders and country homes. Whether you wish to build at the beach, by the river or as a rural retreat, from around $30,000, Sarah Homes can tailor build a home to suit your specific requirements. Picture a Sarah Homes retreat on your piece of paradise. Call 8243 0388 for a Sarah Homes brochure today.
81 hostages in Alcatraz. One criminal can save them.
You know The Rock. You broke out.
Sean Connery and Oscar winner Nicolas Cage.
They're dead!
The Rock, Sunday on 7.
And welcome back to Colonial, and the Adelaide Crows getting home in the end, 14-24, 108 to 10-8, 68. We have a look at the goal kickers, and there was a lot of point kickers as well, but the goal kickers, Perry and Barty kicked 3, Welsh and Rashudo 2, the multiples, and Everett and Heatley for the Saints. Well, let's go down to the victorious Adelaide Crows room, and Gary Ayres is down with Richard Osborne.
Well, Ayresy, they say that a week's a long time in football. The last 3 weeks have been very good for the club. 3 wins in a row. He must be very pleased.
Yeah, I thought today, Richard, was a real danger game for us because of the fact that we came off that good win last week. But, you know, to the boys' credit, except for probably the inaccuracy, I thought they persisted and worked pretty hard. And I think our endeavour the last 3 weeks and our work rate has been certainly 2 of the chief contributors to why we're going OK in the last 3 weeks. But, you know, we've still got a long, long way to go because I thought the basic fundamentals of the game today, it probably would have been a reasonably hard game to watch, I think.
And Ian Perry down forward with 3 goals. He looks like a good young prospect.
Yeah, well, Ian deserved his chance. He's probably put together about a good month of footy in the SANFL, and that goal that he got deep in the pocket from a reasonable distance out, I thought in the last quarter was just one that we really needed just to give us a bit of a boost, and then it really sort of just put St Kilda out of the contest there. So, you know, it was encouraging, but he knows he's got a lot of work to do to hold his spot on a regular basis.
Gary, you talked about the inaccuracy. What do you put it down to? Just one of those things, or perhaps the wind?
Yeah, it was a bit blustery, Anthony, I think, and also, too, the fact that we hadn't been here before, and it does take you a little bit of getting used to. And I think the other thing was that I noticed last night at training, we certainly were reasonably inaccurate in our skill drill for the goals. So, but both sides were a bit like that, and I thought the general field kicking at times, it almost looked like the ball was a bit flat.
And Izzy, I haven't seen much of the Crows this year, but today there's some very good young talent in your side, which I saw today.
Yeah, I think that's true, Doug, and certainly guys like Tyson Stengline and James Byrne and young David Gallagher I thought was pretty good in that last quarter. Benny Marsh in the ruck, so we're trying to obviously get that core of players coming through, and, you know, some of the older heads I thought too were certainly pretty solid down back, and, you know, young Rhett Bigland's in the ruck had a big job on Everett today, but when you consider we probably didn't get as much out of a Darren Jarman today, and, you know, maybe a Scotty Welsh in the forward line, and Sean Wren sort of contributed late in the game, I still think there's some good signs.
And I reckon, Gary, the hardness of the ball was just starting to come back for the Crows. I thought the boys are very hard at the ball today.
Yeah, it's been something that we've worked on a lot in the last 3 weeks because I didn't feel we were as good in that area as we should have been. And certainly I think if you can do that, you really do put the opposition under a bit of pressure. And to their credit, they did that and didn't really let St Kilda get in at any stage.
Gary, how hard was it personally, I suppose, when you got to the stage where you hadn't had a win and we were a little bit into the season? I know obviously 3 weeks makes a big difference and you were just able to ride that out and get back on the winning list.
Oh, you're always very positive about what you're doing, and the guys have been very positive, and really we're played, what, 8 now, and we had one bad game which was against West Coast, and in the other games we had our chances and we just didn't take them, and probably now we're taking the chances through a lot of hard work.
And Izzy, how's the pressure been in Adelaide, mate, particularly say 3 weeks ago, mate? You've been under the pump a fair bit?
Oh, look, I must admit the general supporters around the footy club have been pretty positive because I think they could possibly see what we're trying to do, and I'm really rapt that they're now getting a little bit of reward. So, no, look, I'm a survivor and things are going okay.
Give us an update on Sean Wren and his progress. I was over in Adelaide a couple of weeks ago and he probably played his best game against Hawthorn, but still looks like he's got a little way to go, but he's certainly showing encouraging signs.
Well, the good thing is now that he's had 3 full games, and I think with every game he'll get a little bit better, and look, certainly to come back from 3 knee reconstructions is an enormous feat. So, and I'm just playing him at centre-half forward there to give him the game time, and he does the ruck work in the forward line, which I think gives us some advantage, and we've really just got to make sure that he gets as much game time as he can.
Well, Gary, thanks very much for joining us. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Gary Ayres, the coach of the Crows, after a win today. And he'd be pretty relieved to get away with a win. It's obviously pretty tough coming up against the St Kilda side who hadn't won a match.
No doubt, Hutto, about that. St Kilda have been under the pump. As I said at the start of the game, Here's some of the highlights here from the game this afternoon. Here's Bickley, just hard at the ball, Bickley. He's like that all the time. We've seen Vardy, if he'd kicked straight, probably could have kicked 5 or 6 goals. I think he kicked 3 goals, 4, and was a very dangerous player. Good hands by Lenny Hayes. Didn't have a real impact on the game. Still only a young player, but certainly has the potential to be that type of player.
Well, really, they didn't have much system, did they, St Kilda, when they kicked their goals? And as we talked about, they had a chance early in the last quarter. But here's a pretty good goal from Lowe to get over to Everett. But again, that was a sign that there wasn't much system, and they just really rushed it forward. This was probably one of their best goals of the day, wasn't it?
You're right. That was the one that Hutto was a good kick by Andrew Thompson. But the one, I think it was in the last quarter when Matthew Young came down from the centre-half back, kicked the ball 60 metres to Stuart Lowe. That was what it was all about. I mean, instead of mucking around trying to do short kicks and handball over the place, here's Risciuto talking about kicking the ball long. Mark Risciuto didn't have a real big impact on the game. I thought Stephen Silla did a fairly good job in the first half on him. But there we are. There's Bassett coming out from full back, kicking a goal. So really, at the end of the day, it was a bit of a walk in the park for the Adelaide Crows. But this bloke tried his guts out, Nathan Burke, as he always does, and I thought he was brilliant today again.
The turnover's very costly, and Bassett, who kicked a goal we saw and set up another one there at the end, and Scotty Welsh putting it through for a goal. We go through to the Mitsubishi Motors match stats, and although fairly even, I suppose, in possessions as far as handballs are concerned, the kicks show that Adelaide had a fair bit more of the ball.
Yeah, no doubt there, Hutto, and 166 kicks for the St Kilda side, a lot more turnovers there. Turnovers 25 to St Kilda, 27 to Adelaide. The marks department, Adelaide dominated there, 81 to 54, a lot probably inside 50 in their forward line, and going inside 50, Adelaide 67 to St Kilda 48.
And that, I guess, was the difference in the end of the day. The team stats, well, Nathan Burke, as you mentioned, 28 possessions, and really not a great deal else. Zilla, Knowles showed a bit, and Stuart Lowe tried pretty hard.
Tried a bit of footy, but did turn it over a fair bit too. But I thought Kane Johnson in the second quarter did a fairly good job on Burke, but outside that second quarter, I thought Burke was absolutely fantastic for the St Kilda side, as he always has been.
So I wonder where to go for the Saints.
Well, mate, I just said before, they've really got to work very hard on their skill level, particularly this week. Here's the Adelaide Crows. McLeod was brilliant off a half-back flank. Started fairly slowly, but once he got onto his game, 31 touches, uses the ball beautifully too, and just a class act, and had 4 marks. And the good thing about McLeod, he tackles hard too, and had 5 tackles. And Robin, I thought, was outstanding today.
Well, Dougie, what did you go for with your votes today? You're 3, 2 and 1.
Well, I gave one to Nathan Burke. I thought he was fantastic. He had 15 kicks, 13 handballs and 2 marks, and went inside 55 times. I gave 2 to Andrew McLeod off a half-back flank. As I said, Hutto started fairly slowly, but worked his way into the game and just uses the ball beautifully. And I reckon the man to set the game up over the 4 quarters was Matthew Robin, as centre-half back. And the ability about Robin was to run down the ground, and he does kick the ball long. 3 to Robin, 2 to McLeod, and 1 to Burke.
So the Adelaide Crows, their 3rd win. They got home by 40 points. We'll take a break and come back to Colonial.
A premiere special inside the jewel of Europe's natural world, where 2 of Europe's largest predators are fighting to survive. A culmination of 2 years filming. Missing Links premieres on John Liddell's World Around Us tonight.
Hey, mate, get a load of that. What does that say?
Don't trust just...
anyone.
Anyone. Don't trust just anyone with your repair. Don't trust just anyone with your repair.
Be sure you see the sign and put your car in the hands of an RAA-approved repairer.
Hi, I'm Bruce from Prospect.
Stuart from Paraka.
And Rob from Edwardstown.
Together, we're the good guys.
We've got Adelaide covered.
And we won't be beaten on price.
10% discount sale on now. Compact computer, 64 mega RAM, 8 gig hard drive, 40-speed CD-ROM, JBL speakers, 56K modem, 15-inch monitor, desk and chair, Canon colour inkjet printer and scanner. Total package just $25.99.
The good guys discount electrical warehouses, Edwardstown, Prospect and Paraka. We'll see you there.
With so many copies of the hottest new releases, they will be in-store or you'll rent them free. That's the Blockbuster promise. Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
He's our team's top scorer. Shame it's only after the game.
Authorised by the Commonwealth Government, Canberra.
Tonight, we've a bunch of bloopers that'll make you come undone. A collection of TV's most embarrassing moments.
It's live TV, folks.
TV-censored bloopers tonight on 7.
Well, St Kilda got to within 8 in the last quarter, but the Adelaide Crows, sheer weight of numbers and sheer weight of shots at goal in the end, 14-24, 108 to 10-8, 68, winning by 40 points.
The Coca-Cola AFL Premiership Season 2000. Proudly brought to you by Victoria Bitter. Mitsubishi Magna V6. One drive and you're hooked. McDonald's Big Mac. And Telstra. Making life easier.
Time to check the ladder then, and St Kilda still at rock bottom, just the one draw. And Adelaide have moved up to 12th position, 3 wins, as you can see. And realistically, they're less than a game outside the 8 at the moment, although plenty of the round still to go. Essendon on top, unbeaten. And speaking of the round still to go tonight, the West Coast Eagles take on the Western Bullies. What do you think, Dougie?
Gee, I'd like to see the Doggies win this one. It's going to be a big job from going over to... we saw them last week, I know, West Coast. They were pretty ordinary, but I think over there, for me, I'm going for West Coast.
Port and Melbourne?
Over there in Footy Park, I'm going to go for Port Adelaide.
Carlton will be strong favourites to beat Sydney, and likewise the Cats to beat Richmond.
Yeah, Sydney, good record at Optus Oval, but for me, Carlton play very well there, and I think Geelong may be on a bit of a roll, may beat Richmond.
And the Brisbane Lions against Essendon. Can they break?
No, they won't. Essendon will keep winning and will go undefeated for the whole year.
And Collingwood should win at home. That match now starting 7 p.m. Melbourne time on Monday night, and it's not free.
No, it's not for free. I'm going for the Maggies against the Dockers.
OK, well, we've had a big day today at Colonial Stadium, particularly if you're an Adelaide fan. The Crows getting home by 40 points. Good evening.
This match in the 2000 AFL season, proudly brought to you by The Advertiser, fresh from the field. Sip and Save. Ultratune, in tune with you and your car. Medibank Private. Coca-Cola, get caught red-handed. Mitre 10. And RAA Insurance, pay monthly and avoid one big hit.
This news update brought to you by Colonial's personal insurance portfolio.
Good afternoon. Coming up at 6 on 7 News, wild northerly winds sweep across the state and the city, dumping tons of dust and causing widespread damage. A full report tonight. And why won't SA Water cough up for a replacement car for a struggling uni student whose uninsured vehicle was written off in a recent burst water main disaster in North Adelaide? And Glenside Hospital accused of letting child patients mix with dangerous criminals inside. See you at 6.
Finding a home is a puzzle.
Should be a window over there. The window's over there.
Make sure the numbers add up.
This is the one. It's a very facilitating number.
Don't trust the sales pitch.
Waste of time because they crap on it in their ends.
Question everything.
How long do you spend in the bathroom?
5-10 minutes.
That's quicker than milk.
And remember, things could get worse.
See if one of those idiots can come down here.
Bound to get lively. Michael Caton's back in all new Hot Property Wednesday after Ground Force.